What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Neeks Sports Podcast, episode 74. The Premier League so far. Of course, we're going on a mid-season break for the World Cup. 14 games in, so don't take the league table too seriously. We're not even halfway there. I'm looking at you, Ramon. But it is a break, and we need to assess what we've seen so far, and I guess what we're looking maybe to see going forward after this World Cup break. How's everyone doing before we get into the meat and bones of all of it? How's everyone doing?
Never been better. Thanks for asking.
I'm
The best he's ever
doing,
felt since we started Neeks Sports.
I'm actually doing surprisingly well myself, to be fair. I mean, things are going quite blissful over in Spain.
I'm just happy to be
you're
here.
out of the Champions League, mate. Nothing's going good over there.
It's all right being out. We're never going to win it anyway.
But wait, Jay, you say that he's the best he's ever felt, but don't you remember in 2016? Yeah, 2016, League Sports has started, and Arsenal were flying. They Leicester, Valentine's Day, they beat Leicester, Danny Welbeck in the 90th minute at the Emirates. And people like Claude RIP talking about Danny Welbeck is his Valentine and all sorts. Was it Arteta? I can't remember which one it was. And Ramsey was buzzing. Ramsey thought, the Prem's coming back. And it's been a very tired 6 years since then. So I'm not sure this is the best he's ever felt. Maybe he's learned from that past experience. Maybe he hasn't. We'll get into it as the show goes on. Javon, you didn't say how you're doing. I know you're a Chelsea fan. But how are you doing?
Listen, it's crazy on all fronts. Lewis Hamilton gonna end the season without a win.
But,
Chelsea, I don't know, man. I'm feeling horrible.
Speaking of Lewis Hamilton, we need to do a season review at the end of, obviously, after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, which is the last one, final one of the season. Obviously, most of things have been sorted in terms of constructors and championship, but there's always a lot to talk about. Obviously, we haven't spoken about it for a while, but talking about Premier League today, and there is no place to start other than with the breaking news. And it's not breaking today, but it broke. It broke last night, just after Manchester United secured a 2-1 victory away at Fulham, the last game in the Premier League before the break. And Piers Morgan, as he does, stirs up controversy on Twitter. And he's so good at it. He's so good at it. And when he put a tweet out, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I bet there's nothing even controversial in this interview. It's just Piers being tabloid, because that's what he does. Like nothing could happen, and Piers would be like the most explosive interview yet. I said, well, okay, we'll see in it, because Piers likes to do it. And I mean, the only thing that he fooled us with is that we all thought the full interview was coming out at 10, and it wasn't. It was a couple clips. But I tell you, he wasn't wrong. It's explosive, isn't it? It's explosive. Probably the most explosive interview Ronaldo's ever done. And probably one of the most that we will see in football if the clips are anything to go by. Of course, the full interview is going to be coming out Wednesday and Thursday. So before we get into our thoughts on that, I'm going to read some of the quotes. I'll bring up on the screen as well from what we've heard from the interview so far. So starting from the bottom, words of Cristiano Ronaldo says, yes, Manchester United are trying to force him out. Not only the coach, there's another 2 or 3 guys around the club. I felt betrayed. It's a bit bitty because part of it is Piers Morgan kind of prompting him and Ronaldo saying, yes, it's that. Yes, no, it's not that. Yes, it's that. So the quotes are a bit broken up in that way. Says, I don't have respect for him, being Ten Hag, because he doesn't show me respect. If you don't have respect for me, I'm never going to have respect for you. On Ralph Ragnick, he says, if you're not even a coach, how are you going to be the boss of Manchester United? I've never even heard of him. On Wayne Rooney, says, I don't know why he criticizes me so badly, probably because he finished his career and I'm still playing at a high level. That was one of the quotes that we didn't actually see the video for. So again, that's going to be interesting to see how it actually plays out when we watch the full interview. The next part says on Cristiano on Wayne Rooney. I'm not going to say that I'm looking better than him, which is true. It says since Alex left, Alex Ferguson, I saw no evolution in the club. Nothing had changed. He knows better than anybody that the club is not on the path they deserve to be. He knows, everyone knows. I think the fans should know the truth. I want the best for the club. This is why I come to Manchester United. And he says you have to destroy it to rebuild it, in the words of Picasso, I think it was. And if they start with me, it's not a problem. I love Man United, I love the fans. They're always on my side. But if they want to do it different, they have to change many, many things. So he spoke in that little clip. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on. And as the resident Man United fan, I'll give my 2 pence first on the whole situation. First things first, Ronaldo has played his last game for Man United. And I say that because there's no way that he can say and speak about the current manager of Manchester United in the way that he has and expect to play under him again. Now, the only way that he plays for Man United is if Ten Hag gets sacked between now and Boxing Day or leaves a job. That's not going to happen. I am very, very confident that that's not going to happen. That Ten Hag is going to be the manager after the World Cup, come January, etc. Post January, because that's when you'd expect any movement, transfer, etc. to happen. So let's say post January 2023, Ten Hag will be manager of Manchester United, and therefore Cristiano Ronaldo cannot be a player at Manchester United. If he is a player at Manchester United, he can't play under Ten Hag. He can't train under Ten Hag. At best, he will be in the reserves, but in reality, Ten Hag will say, "I probably don't want him anywhere near the club. We have to train, get a new facility and train elsewhere, or just send him home." I don't know how the contract works, but by all intents and purposes, he has played his last game for Manchester United because he's played his last game under Erik ten Hag. And I've spoken about when it comes to, I guess, players, managers, whatever it is at Manchester United. And in terms of whether you back them, support them, do you want them out, do you not want them, etc., etc. And my overarching point always comes back to what's best for the club. Now, it was similar to when Jose was here. It was similar to when we were trying to sell, or when the manager was trying to sell Pogba or Martial, when we're trying to buy certain players, whatever it might be, when, with Solskjaer was wanted out by a lot of fans, or some fans were saying in, what is best for Manchester United? And in the summer, for example, there was talk about Ronaldo wanting to leave. He never publicly came out and said he wanted to leave. And the interview is going to be very interesting because the clips mentioned something along the lines of Manchester United they're forcing me out. But from what we heard, he wanted to leave. So I don't see what the contradiction is. You want to leave, they're forcing you out. Why are you still here? But I've always said, if Ronaldo can go, if we're going to get a replacement, because up until that point, we needed another striker. We needed another player. We couldn't afford to lose him and not replace, especially with the injury issues with the people around in that position, like Anthony Martial. As it stands today, Manchester United are better off by selling Cristiano Ronaldo or losing Cristiano, whatever it is, regardless if we get a replacement, because he has criticized the manager, because he has directly spoken against the manager, which means that any atmosphere that could have been resolved, repaired, just stuck through until the end of his contract, it no longer exists. Him being at the club, going to training, being at matches, whatever it is a detriment to the club, even if we don't have someone to replace him. I think Cristiano Ronaldo's wrong. I think he's wrong to speak out in the way that he has. I'm not talking about even whether what he said is correct, whether it's the truth or lie or anything like that. But you're contracted to the club. You are a Manchester United player. Your job is to play for Manchester United. Your job is to do what your manager asks you to do. If you're no longer contracted to the club, do what you want, say what you want. That's not, as a human being, you can say whatever you want. But as a manager, a player for Manchester United, there are rules and regulations behind your contract. And for me, he's wrong. He's as wrong as someone like Lukaku doing the interview as he did last year. The only difference for us now is that we don't have a match for the next 6 weeks. So we don't have to deal with the fallout. And Ten Hag's not going to have to answer those questions like Thomas Tuchel had to deal with last season. I was as harsh on Lukaku as I'm with Ronaldo. Probably even more of Ronaldo, because I'm saying he has to leave in January. I didn't even say Lukaku has to be sold in January. But he had to be punished. And Ronaldo has to be punished in terms of fine, suspension, termination contract. Basically, he cannot play for Man United because I think it's wrong to say you do not respect the manager. That's worse than any other interview that we saw last year. There's a lot of, and I'll get you lot's thoughts on it as well. There's a lot of truth, I think, that's going to be in the interview. Nothing groundbreaking, though. People are getting really excited about it. Oh, he's calling out the Glazers. Yeah, things that we were like, it's cool if we think that him calling out Glazers is going to get the Glazers out, but he's not doing it for that reason. He's doing it to protect himself. He's doing it as a reason to excuse his behavior, to excuse maybe his poor form, whatever it might be. He is saying a lot of truth about it in terms of what's gone on at Manchester United since Alex Ferguson has left. But what does that have to do with Cristiano Ronaldo and his behavior or his reason for this interview? For me, it's neither here nor there, because those issues existed last year. And if those issues existed last year, you would have done that interview last year if your intention was for the better of Manchester United. If your intention was about calling out the Glazers, because they were the owners there last year, they're the owners there this year. The only thing that's changed is that you're not playing this year, you're not playing Champions League football this year. So this interview is very much Ronaldo focus. He's done it for his own benefit, and the benefit by which I'm going to make sure they get rid of me. And I'm going to do whatever it takes. In the summer, maybe I should have done it in the summer. Because if I did it in the summer, maybe they would have got rid of me. But now they are going to get rid of me. They have to get rid of me. And so he gets what he wants. Ten Hag gets what he wants, because Ten Hag doesn't want Ronaldo. But hopefully, Ten Hag also gets what he wants in terms of a replacement for Ronaldo. The Glazers are going to be forced, I feel, to not only get rid of Ronaldo, but replace him, because to let him go and to say, Ten Hag, do what you got, I don't think they can do that. The only people that lose out in this situation, as far as I'm concerned, are the Glazers, because they lose the cash cow, the commercial property that is Cristiano Ronaldo. But the manager gets what he wants. Ronaldo gets what he wants, and we can move on. But as far as I said, this interview, disgraceful to actually do this interview right now as a Manchester United player, and he's played his last game for Manchester United. Still a legend, but he's played his last game for Manchester United. I'll open the floor. Anyone can come in. I see Ramon nodding.
You know what? I mean, to be honest, I don't know what the surprise is. He's been trying to get out for the past few months. He tried to leave in the summer, so it seemed. He tried to get Mendes to try and squirm him away out. It didn't really work. Todd flirted with him a little bit, but Tuchel didn't want it, so it didn't really go anywhere. Maybe if he had someone else, that may have gone somewhere else. But and then all the stuff leading up to this, the walking off the bench, making it all about him again, refusing to come on as a sub, and then now this interview, he's been desperate. He's desperate to get out, but he obviously wants to make it all about him, which is Cristiano Ronaldo. He's the brand. Everything has to be about him. Man United have just beaten Fulham in the last minute of a Premier League game, and the fans are ecstatic, happy, delighted. They're going in. Boom, superstar, potentially the new superstar has come to Man United now, 17 years old, Garnacho, and the front of the newspapers today, or the back of the newspapers today, or both, is about Ronaldo. Garnacho even make page 17?
Both.
Did he even make page 17? Because and that's a shame for him, for Garnacho, young kid. It's supposed to be we're supposed to be talking about Garnacho today and how what he's going to bring to Man United in the next second half of the season, and we're not. We're talking about Ronaldo because he decided to make it about him, whether or not the interview was planned before the game or not.
Garnacho today, I can tell you that.
No, but I mean, I'm talking. We're talking about. You wouldn't be talking about.
You're talking about the football.
Talking about Man United. Where's Ten Hag going to go with Man United? And maybe we'll get to that later on. But we're starting off talking about Ronaldo because he wanted to. He's made this. He wants everyone to talk about him before the World Cup. It's all about the image of Cristiano Ronaldo, and the problem is, this is what you get. This is what you get with Ronaldo. Maybe we didn't expect it to be as high profile as this is going to be towards the end of his career, you know, because you just don't know with this guy. But when he wants to make it about him, he knows how to make the whole world listen, and to some extent, he's pushing his buttons a bit. Because there's one thing, you know, walking out of a stadium, walking out of a ground, not saying bye to the fans. You know, he's like he's trying to see how far he can go. How far can I just push the buttons of the manager to get out? And from
This is their own fault.
But
they're making. If you have a disgruntled player, it never ends well. Get rid.
Yeah.
If they let him go and they replaced him, we wouldn't even be talking about this.
But the problem is
don't hold disgruntled players.
No one wants it. No one wants to pay the money that he's on, which is if
I don't think it's that.
Ronaldo,
I just don't think Man United wanted him to go.
He says people at the club, including the coach, are forcing me out. So someone's lying. Either he wanted to go, and we're keeping him back, or we're forcing him out, and he doesn't actually want to go. So someone's lying. But what I would say is that, like you're both right. Well, I think both sides are right. We should have got rid of him, and we should have got a replacement. That would have been the perfect situation, and that would have been what a good club would have done. Get rid of him. Get rid of a situation. Manchester United are money first. So before you think about replacement, anything, the first thing is, what can we get for Ronaldo? So this is the fee we put on the top of his head. And if someone pays that, then we'll let him go. But if someone doesn't, then we keep him. We're not thinking about the football side of it. We're thinking about the financial. Because letting Ronaldo go and get a replacement in the summer would have meant taking a zero, so a hit on him, and then having to pay to buy. You're right, Javon. You're right. We should have let him go in the summer. But the reason why he's here is not Ten Hag. Ten Hag doesn't want him. He doesn't play him. He doesn't want him. But Ten Hag's it's not his final say, is it? So what Ronaldo's doing, I said, it helps everyone. It helps Ten Hag. The Glazers have to get rid of him now. He's calling them out. He said he goes the coach and 2 or 3 executives. So he's gone above the manager. Like, they can't keep him. So maybe, as I said, maybe he should have done it in the summer, and this situation wouldn't have been going on.
Well, it depends, innit?
I mean,
let's just say let's say he wanted to keep Ronaldo, yeah. Let's just say Ronaldo was forced out of the club. Maybe let's say, okay, if he was forced out, then why didn't they sell him? Just get rid of him. And if he was if he did want to, and if they did want him to stay, or whatever the case, I don't know, whatever, then why don't you play him? Maybe, I don't know what it could be. Maybe they should have played around him, get the best out of Ronaldo. But no, they wanted to do it otherwise, which made it worse for Ronaldo. So maybe they see it as, maybe he sees it as that's them pushing him out by not playing to his strengths, playing into something else. Like,
But the reason why, because there's two sides to it. The football is like the football club see his value commercially, whereas Ten Hag doesn't see his value in footballing terms. So the football club are like, yeah, let's keep him if you can, and Ten Hag's like, well, I'm not going to play him anyway. So it's two decisions being made that contradict each other. Because Ten Hag's not in charge, is he? Really, he's in charge of the team that's there, but he's not in charge about who really comes and goes. I think
I think the problem with him is that he's I don't know who he's trying to fight, because Man United are probably at the stage where their fans are starting to believe in the Ten Hag project. So what are you trying to do? Are you trying to get the fans to turn against Ten Hag? Like, are you trying to get them on your side and then you leave, and then who they're going to support? You still, because you're not going to be there, and they're still going to support United. And that, if this was maybe under Ralph, where Ralph ain't going to be there next year. So you turn everyone against Ralph, and everyone's like, yeah, Ronaldo's right. Ralph isn't the man. And obviously he did dig at Ralph anyway. But if Ralph was still there and he said, no, who is this Ralph guy? They need to get rid of him and get someone else. And then Ten Hag comes in, then everyone can join. You know what? Yeah, Ronaldo was right. Yeah. But you're going at the man who they've employed who's going to be here, and he's starting to turn things around.
Ronaldo is kind of right. Who is Ten Hag? He ain't heard of him.
He didn't say that.
No, that was Ralph. That was about Ralph.
Oh, it's Ralph. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're wrong, mate. You're wrong.
Okay, then I'm wrong. I thought he was talking about.
But that being said, Graham Souness has been saying. So he's saying, well, who is Ten Hag? Ten Hag, no one in 5 years, no one's gonna know who Ten Hag is, but in 55 years, everyone's gonna know who Ronaldo is. But I'm like, what's that got to do with anything? But that literally has nothing to do with anything. Like, what? I don't know. What is okay? Now what? Like, what do we do now? So we make Ronaldo manager because he's gonna be known. Like, I don't understand what that. People just some people. I'm not talking about YouTube, but some people just say things.
I know.
Rio saying stuff like. Joel and Steve and Kara are putting him on the spot, and man just beating around the bush. I'm like, brother, okay, I get it. You don't want Ronaldo to delete your WhatsApp. That's really it. Like, just say I can't make it to the show. Just say I'm ill. I can't make it.
In all honesty, sorry now. I'm just gonna say one last thing. In all honesty, I'm not even gonna put this on Ronaldo. I'm just gonna put it down on the managers. The managers today are just are one-dimensional. In terms of they play a style and they can't do anything else. You have Ronaldo there, find a way to make it work. But they can't because they can only play a certain way. And if the players can't play that way, go. And that's the problem with managers now. Fergie's here now, he will make Ronaldo work.
I mean, you say that.
I say that because they're different types. There's managers that can change things.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that point.
And that's the main problem.
I'm not disagreeing with that point. But then you look at Fergie had Van Nistelrooy, and he no longer wanted Van Nistelrooy, and he forced Van Nistelrooy out of the club, first onto the bench. Van Nistelrooy got pissed and so we can play Ronaldo, Rooney, and Saha. It was a time where he wanted the fluid front three. It's quite similar. It's funny because it double backs on itself. 16, 17 years later, where it's Ronaldo that's being forced out to allow a fluid front three that Ten Hag wants to play, whereas back then it was Van Nistelrooy being forced out so Ronaldo can be integrated into a fluid front three. It's just how the time goes. Now, of course, yes, Ten Hag has a structure that he wants to play, but I think I would say it's a little early to say that he's one-dimensional. I know you made a point generally in terms of modern day managers, but he's only just come in. So
I'm saying modern managers because that's what I see as, because look at it, just look at how things are now. There's a first team. Whenever that first team's playing, team looks unbeatable. Soon as a missing link from that first team is there, injuries. We have injuries. They're so bad. If you don't have this player, that's just how it is now. Back in the days, it was more about individual brilliance than it was about a system. Now it's a system, and there's one missing thing in the system, and the whole team's gone. Spurs with Kulevetsky. How does one man really change a team so bad? And it's because it's a system. Someone else comes in, can't do it, and I think that's the issue with modern day football. It's just so systematic that they don't know how to manage individual brilliance. Because yes, Ronaldo may be 38, 39, however old he is, but he is still good. And if you can find a way to make it that you can find a way to cover for what he lacks, he will score the goals. And people's gone from that.
What I would say, and I don't think Ronaldo's he's finished. I don't think he retired tomorrow. In that sense, he's no way the player. And I'll come to you in a second. He's no way the player that he was, and that can't be disputed. But I think the way that this season has been managed, I think Ten Hag's done it well. Yeah, and I say that in the sense of Ronaldo's playing.
Because the results are there.
But ain't that the basis of it? You play to get the
results are there.
So you.
But at the cost of what? At the cost of all of this madness.
Yeah, but that's not Ten Hag's.
There's many ways to skin a cat.
No, but that's not that's not the fault of him being, having a structure, him having a style of play. He's saying, Ronaldo, you're going to play the cup games, and then when we need you in the league, you play the league. And he scored in the league, but he can't even score in the cup. No, but he can't even score in the cup. He's not.
Yeah, because his head's all twisted because he's just using him like he's some kind of Danny Welbeck something.
The man missed the whole of pre-season. He wasn't even fit for the season to start. So he went into the first game. He played the first two games because Martial was injured. So he played no preseason other than the 45 minutes before he walked off. And then he went straight into the first two league games. We lost 2-1 to Brighton, 4-0 to Brentford. And Ten Hag
But that's not his fault.
I'm not saying this is fault. But Ten Hag said...
No, but the way how you're saying
No. The point I'm making is Ten Hag said, we're going to do it my way. I'm going to play who I want to play, and because I need to get results. I'm going to be the one who gets sacked if things don't work out. Man talking about Frank de Boer and all that crap. No, not today. And man played who he wanted to play, won 4 in a row, including Liverpool and Arsenal. Ronaldo came off the bench so he started the Europa League games, came off the bench against Everton, scored a winner. Didn't come off the bench here, decided not to come off the bench. Like, Ten Hag's job is not to get Ronaldo's season back on track. His job is to get results from Man United, and he's got results from Man United. So whoever has suffered because of that, Sancho ain't playing at the moment. Granted, at the moment he's injured, but he lost his place.
That's why
he lost his place. At one point, he was on form when he scored against Leicester and he scored against Liverpool, and he would play, and then he lost his form and got dropped. Maguire started the season, got dropped. McTominay started the season well. Casemiro came in. McTominay's a bench player. I'm not saying Ronaldo is those players, but the point is, the decisions that Ten Hag has made has got results from Man United. So that means he's dealt with the situation perfectly. Because he couldn't have done any better with Ronaldo starting. We won't be top with Ronaldo starting. We wouldn't be. So I don't think we can put this one down to he can't change from a system. I don't know. Nat, you were gonna say something.
I was gonna say, as like a football fan, yeah. If a goal club legend,
you're not a football fan. You're a Liverpool fan. Bear that in mind, everyone, before he says what he says. He's a Liverpool fan.
No. I'm not
trying
saying
to be
anything,
neutral in general.
No. If a legend from my club, yeah, in the middle of the season, let's say Gerrard in his final season, yeah, Brendan Rodgers ain't playing him or whatever, he's having problems. Like when we went to Real Madrid, Rodgers didn't play him, and then so like imagine after that game he comes out and he does an interview like this, so you see 30 seconds, yeah. I would blow a gasket. My head's going to explode. I'm going up to Merseyside. I'm going to the manager's office, and we're going to strategize how we're going to get him out and when.
How are you going to get him out?
The corner. Bruv, violation on the highest degree.
Oh, I thought you were saying that you love Gerrard.
No. Gerrard ain't even my favorite player, but the point I'm trying to make is, a club legend, that has won my. You can't come and talk about the club like that. Whatever your thoughts and opinions are, to go in front of Piers Morgan of all people, to then come and air out our dirty laundry, you've got to go.
See, the thing is, Nat, just to interrupt you, I don't mind him saying what he said about the club. For me, it's when he said, "I do not respect the manager." For me, that was it. Like anything else he said about the club, I don't have a problem with that because it's the truth. And if someone needs to say it, but you can't say I don't respect the manager, then you gotta go. You have to go. Sorry, continue.
And that's what I was gonna say that next. And on top of that, he said he don't respect the manager, the guy that's in charge. Ferguson said this, I read his book and he said this, I don't know if it was, I can't remember if it was in his book, but he said nobody's bigger than the club and nothing's bigger than him, He's the manager, he's the one in charge. He writes the team sheet, he picks the 11 players and the bench, If you think you're bigger than that, you have to go. You see, Roy Keane, just before he left, he was having problems, and he did a interview with Man United TV, and he criticized the whole squad from starting 11 to bench, and they played and they watched the interview. Bruv, the guy was gone.
More than that. Fergie pulled the interview from actually going live, so we actually did a broadcast. And
it was played in-house.
He was gone to Celtic by even December. I think it was agreed that he was gone.
Exactly. Ferguson would
wait. Is that interview out there now, or did he just talk about what he said?
No.
He talks about it in his book.
He spoke about it on The news came out saying because the main thing wasn't even that he criticized the squad; it was the young players. I think he criticized Darren Gibson, Darren Fletcher, maybe John. I don't know if John O'Shea at the time, Chris Eagles, basically the young players. And he was like, and again, he was probably right about a lot of them. A lot of them weren't that good and never really amounted to much. But you don't do that. There's just things that you do and you don't do. And Fergie's like,
exactly.
But quickly, Nat. And this is why some people say, oh, he's no longer a legend. No, because Keane did that, and he's still a legend to this day. Ruben Nistelrooy left in the way that he did. Again, it wasn't like how did an exit interview basically, and he's still a Man United legend. Yap Stam wrote about Fergie and all that in the book. Fergie got rid of him after 2.5 years. One of the worst decisions he's ever made. Still a Man United legend after 2.5 years. David Beckham, boot in his face, all of that. Still a Man United legend. So people going, some people are like, how can he's not a legend because he ain't professional? Listen, a lot of these footballers they're not nice people. A lot of these footballers aren't nice people, but we just deal with them on a footballing level, isn't it?
Is he a United legend or is he a Real Madrid legend?
He's both. He's a Man United. He's a Man United legend, isn't it? I don't have to explain that one to you. I'm telling you that we see.
I'm just wondering.
He's not a great player, but he's not Gerrard to us. That would be Ryan Giggs, despite everything that's going on in the press at the moment. It is, what can I say? But
everyone's got a butt by then.
It's crazy. Like
your legends are crooks, man. Your legends are crooks. Man.
Wait, ain't all the Barcelona legends done for like tax fraud and all that? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
All of them. I think Henry might be the only clean one out here. God,
nah, France World Cup. With the handball.
Oh, you got John Terry racist, Suarez racist. Like it's so crazy.
I just want to say one more thing though. As a Liverpool fan, this is so lovely to see. I hope he burns everything that he comes in contact with. It's just so lovely how the mighty have fallen. As I always say in the group chat, how the mighty have fallen. It's so lovely that he said. I'm talking about you lot.
You're like 17 or something like that.
Nah, you're 6, bro. Oh, let me tell you something, yeah. You lot's changing ground or whatever it is exactly the same. He left, he came back, his same Wi-Fi password. Everything's the same. Like,
same
fam, you're wondering why this team ain't where you're...
I saw one that said he came into the dressing room and he saw Nani's shirt in the change in the laundry basket as well. No, but listen,
it's just the same.
The thing is, what I'll say, you said that you helped me question, but listen, and as Genius says here, Eric's in a good position now, right? Ronaldo, but at least the drama will end now. Everything that's happened this season, and I said this in the group chat, I think Ramsey was asking me about the whole Ronaldo thing a week or so ago. Everything that's happened this season and how Ten Hag's dealt with it and how it's played out has only strengthened Ten Hag's position. Like Ten Hag is in a better position now than he was at the start of the season when he got the Man United contract, and everyone said, "Well," and I said I was one of them. I said, "This is how I wanted Zidane," because I said I know that he knows how to manage big players and egos and all that kind of stuff, and we've got that issue at Manchester United. We have no concerns. I didn't mind Ten Hag coming in. I didn't have an issue in terms of footballing wise, but that would be my only concern. But he has already shown that he can do it. He can manage the biggest ego that exists in football. He's not forced to play him. He's not afraid to drop or fine him. And we'll see. I expect that his contract will be terminated. He'll be let go, whatever it is. So everything that's played out, and of course the results have to go with it. If we lost 2-0 to Spurs and Ronaldo walked off, then Ten Hag's in a bad position. If Garnacho doesn't score that last-minute winner and then the interview comes out, Ten Hag's in a bad position. But everything has how it's just fallen. He gave Ronaldo the armband a few weeks ago, and today Ronaldo's obviously the interview wasn't done on Sunday, but he's talking about he doesn't respect me. But you're the one who walked off the pitch out of the stadium twice. So it's like everything that's happened, Ten Hag is coming out looking better each and every time. And a lot of it's to do with the results, and a lot of it's to do with Ronaldo. What Ten Hag has done is he's given a lot of these men the rope to hang themselves with, and they've done it. Start of the season, he played all the players that everyone hated: Maguire, McTominay. Some people saying Ronaldo is the problem. And he played them all, and we lost those games. We got battered, and he dropped them all, and he brought in his guys, and things have got better. Everything has played out perfectly. So now, if you're expecting things to crash and burn because of the interview, 100% you are wrong. Things are only going to get better. I'm telling you, things are only going to get better. and it's already all right at the moment. Kyle, you said nothing. Go on.
It's typical Ronaldo, though, isn't it? Though,
It is.
Like, I respect the guy, like massive football talent, and I always said, for me personally, him and Messi are the two greatest players to ever play the sport. But I've never liked him as a person, and it's the same thing with Mbappe. Mbappe is growing on me the same way. Like, I don't like Mbappe as a person. I respect him as a footballer, as a talent. He's huge. He's amazing. But it's like Ronaldo. Ronaldo. I mean,
he's not a cunt like Mbappe though. But...
I mean,
Jesus Christ, harsh. Jesus Christ.
Haaland is humorous. He's banterous, man. He's like he's like a proper
like Zlatan.
He's like a Giga Chad. Yeah, like Zlatan, Giga Chad. They're like Giga Chads. So people like them in it. People like those kind of players. Well, but obviously, when you're questioning in terms of like footballing talent, that's like a whole nother topic in itself. But this is like typical Ronaldo. Ronaldo's very petty. Like, you see it all the time. Like, no one can even speak bad about him. Like, he can't take criticism very well. Like, people can't say a bad word. Like you'll see it in before. Like, Jamie Carragher will say something about him in the studio, and then he's touchdown doing interviews, and Ronaldo's there on the pitch, shakes everyone's hand, gives everyone a hug, walks past Jamie Carragher. Like he's petty like that. If anything is bad that's said about him, he tries to match it equally or goes a step above. So now he feels like he's been disrespected by the club, by Ten Hag. He feels that, and in his head, he's thinking, well, how can I get one back? This isn't anything to do with I'm trying to force him move out, because at the end of the day, the actions that he's already done by walking out of the stadium, all the stuff that he's done, and he's already been, questioned for, without a shadow of doubt in my mind, he was probably already gone in January. This didn't have to happen for him to be gone in January. He'd probably go in January anyway.
You're right, Carl. It didn't have to, but I think this secures it. Because
no, it does.
But I wasn't 100% sure we're going to get rid of him in January. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't 100% sure.
But this is Ronaldo's way of revenge. Ronaldo is petty like this. This is not Ronaldo doing this because he's forcing the move. This is Ronaldo doing this because he wants one back.
I hate you. I do think part of it is a case of, well, my name has been dragged for X, Y, Z, and I'm going to get onto something on it in a moment. I'm going to drag some other people with me. Like, basically, it ain't all my fault. Everything. But I think part of it is right. Last season, he was blamed for everything. Everything that went wrong last season, it always came back to what changed because Ronaldo joined the summer. And I was one to say, you can't put all this on it. It don't make sense. So I get part of it, but you're not wrong. Continue.
Yeah, and he's a very selfish in the sense that everything is always about him, and like I think it was Jamie Carragher that said it, that don't be fooled by him saying that he loves the fans. I'm almost certain Ronaldo don't care about the fans.
Ronaldo don't care about anyone but himself.
Ronaldo don't care about no one but himself. Ronaldo is a one-man army.
All fans. That's all fans. That's Real Madrid fans.
All fans. 100%.
Juve fans. He might care about Portuguese fans.
That's his wife. That's his kids.
No, I think he's right there.
Ronaldo is a one-man.
He might care about Portuguese fans. He might. I don't know.
I guarantee you, he leaves in January. If Chelsea pick him up and he scores a winning goal against Manchester United, he goes and does an Adebayo celebration, run down the other side of the pitch and start taunting the fans.
I think you do a Tevez and celebrate in front of Ten Hag as opposed to
he's definitely celebrating in front of Ten Hag, man.
That's what you do.
Yes, I will
Ilias.
take.
Would you take him?
Yes, I will take anything right now, bro. Everyone's always saying Darwin noodles. Give me those noodles. Bring Darwin noodles here at the club. I will take Darwin. I will take Ronaldo.
Yeah.
We're gonna get onto Chelsea in a second.
You're not starving out there, innit? Starving.
This brother is starving.
Give him something then.
Can't relate.
All right, so there's quotes coming out now. They kind of did come yesterday, but it's a full quotes. And it's funny because I think it was in the group chat where you had asked me, especially Ramsey, he likes to do this. Do you really think why did Ronaldo miss preseason? And I was like, it's a high probability that you're right, that he did it because he wants to leave. But and I said this. I said, but if he's saying that it's family issues, and Ten Hag is reiterating that it's family issues, I can only go by what's being said. This is exactly what I said. And on top of that, I trust Ten Hag's decision to do what X, Y, Z. If he's not going to say, well, you're banned forever because you missed preseason, then I trust that Ten Hag accepts his reasoning. Whether he believes it or not, but he accepts his reasoning. So, quotes from Ronaldo. Again, there's three sides to every story. Ronaldo's side, Man United side, and the truth. But on Ronaldo's side, it says, I couldn't make preseason because of family issues. Board and president of Manchester United kind of didn't believe that something was going wrong. It made me feel bad. It hurts. We spent 1 week in hospital, but they doubted my words. And he further goes on, says, the executives at Manchester United didn't seem to 100% believe my newborn daughter was ill. It's painful because they didn't take my word for it. That's why I didn't attend the preseason camp. I had to be there for my family. So again, I wasn't there. Unless someone can disprove that his newborn baby wasn't, disprove that she was ill, I have to take Ronaldo's word for it, that his newborn daughter was ill. Doesn't mean he doesn't want to leave, but it does speak to why Ronaldo was or wasn't there in preseason. Would he, when he wanted to leave Juve, he still went to preseason. I think he even played the first game of the season and then moved to Man United straight after. So we speak about the professionalism of Ronaldo, and he was criticized a lot for for that in the summer. Now, if this is the case, that his newborn daughter was ill, and based on the fact that his previous child passed away, I think it might even be the twin of this newborn daughter, I'm 100% sure, but the previous child passed away. Okay. You can understand why he want to be in Portugal. So as I said, a lot's happened at Man United in the last, I would say, 18 months that Ronaldo has been blamed for, or the signing of Ronaldo has been blamed for. And I don't think it's been fair. That does not give him the right, because in this, he never said that Ten Hag. He said the board and executives didn't believe him, didn't accept it. So where has Ten Hag disrespected you? Well, by not starting you. That's the manager's prerogative. That's what I would like to know. And I hope the interview tells that. How has he come to a conclusion that Ten Hag has disrespected him? Because from everything I've seen, Ten Hag has made a decision about who he wants to start, but he's been very respectful to you, especially publicly anyway, in playing you when he can, giving you the captain's armband, allowing you to come back after walking out twice, once in preseason, once in the proper season. So I would love to know what this disrespect is to do with. And it better not be no nonsense like that. Well, Roy Keane goes on about, you can't bring him off the bench for the last 2 minutes. Of course you can. So now we're going to say something else before we move on.
No, I was just going to say that the daughter that he had a twin that passed away, so that probably could actually be a valid reason.
Yeah, of course it's a valid reason. Listen, I would listen if even if you didn't have a twin that passed away, and your newborn or your child, newborn whatever, is in hospital, you're gonna want to be there. Especially it's preseason, the season ain't started, there's even more reason, but you're gonna want to be there because you never know what might happen. There's obviously a lot going on in that case. But I said there's pretty much it's a 90-minute interview, so a lot can be said. And 90% of the interview may well be, Ronaldo, you're right about that. You're right about that. I don't have an issue with that. But once you say, I do not respect the manager, you're done. You're done. I don't care if you don't respect Ten Hag on a personal level. That's your business. But if you don't respect Ten Hag, you can't play for Ten Hag. And that's the end of it for me. The rest of it is say that again?
I said justice for CR7, man. He did nothing
wrong, what does justice look like? Is he now the manager and Ten Hag's the player?
Man. All he did was.
You would love him to stay. You would love him to stay.
Lukaku said, "Let me do my interview first, and then you do yours after." He's just following the plan. He's following the plan.
The Ramsland says, "Can we skip Arsenal and talk World Cup? We're going to be doing another stream
100%
on the World
They're
Cup.
not even on the agenda.
We're not doing World Cup today. However, guys, I did say we got a special segment that we're going to be doing in between these different little segments. So the next segment we got coming up
is yes.
Well, you would be wrong. The next segment is actually we're going to be talking about Graham Potter. But before that, we're going to have a little Premier League quiz because I want to see how much of the first half of the season that you lot actually took in. How many actually remember? There's 12 questions in total. Everyone's going to get one question each. 3 segments. So 3 questions each. Sorry, one question per segment. 10 points for your right answer. 5 points if it's like a half an answer. If you get it wrong, we can move. Someone else can actually answer the question. I'm going to start.
Before you start, let me get my laptop so I can
Google. No. You stay right there. Don't start where's all your hands? You don't stop typing stuff on your computers. I'm listening. Carl, stop typing. No, okay. little quiz for you. First question. I'm gonna go to. Well, we're gonna start just from my left on the screen. That is. So we're gonna start with you, Jay. First question. This season was the earliest start to a Premier League season, the 5th of August. But what is the latest start to a Premier League season in the competition's history? Now, you don't have to give me an exact date. You can say something like, the first week of August, or the second week of August, or the third week, for example. If you can give me an exact date, maybe I might give you a bonus. But
I'll say maybe mid-September.
All right. So the first week of August, or the second week, you need to give me something along that line.
I don't know. Maybe like second week of September.
Correct. Correct. Second week of September. The 12th of September.
Was it because of COVID,
Because
right?
of COVID, yeah. We started the season late. All right. I'll give you 10 points for that. Should give you 7. 12th of September it was.
Surely that's 5 points.
It should be in it, but no. No one's ever going to get the exact date.
Right? Don't remember the date. Who remembers the date of that stuff, man?
Kyle, you're next up. Alejandro Garnacho scored the last goal of the Premier League season before the World Cup break, 93rd minute winner versus Fulham. But who scored the first of the season?
Wait,
the first Premier League goal this season, yes.
I think I know it.
Knows this shit.
I think I know it.
Can we have a lot of background noise going on, please? Kyle needs to focus on the answer.
Should play that countdown music.
I know. I had planned that, and then I thought it might be copyright protected.
Well, do it yourself.
I need an answer.
Wait.
I need it.
His Google's loading. Right. His Google's loading.
Trust. I need an answer.
Gabriel Jesus.
No.
All right.
Was it Martinelli?
Well, it was Martinelli.
That Zinchenko headed it back and Martinelli scored, I think.
Something like that. Martinelli.
That's not saying Martinelli.
The pressure.
Nathaniel, you're up next. Erling Haaland scored the first hat-trick of the season versus Crystal Palace. But who scored the second?
He scored the second hat-trick of the season. It wasn't Benteke.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Haaland? Didn't he get 2 hat-tricks back?
Correct. Well done.
Give the boy the easy one, man.
No, that wasn't easy, Carl. It wasn't easy because it's a trick. It's a trick question.
I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say Foden.
I was gonna say Leandro. I was gonna say Trossard.
Yeah, it's a trick question.
I'd just like to say.
How is that a trick question? I don't understand.
Because you're thinking, well, it's not Haaland. Who else? Then who's called the next one?
I knew the answer the minute you asked the question. I just wanted to, jazz it up, try to do the Kyle and act,
Sure you did.
Haaland's probably scored the only hat tricks in here. After him, maybe Foden.
There's been a few. I think Tony scored the second. This was the second player to get a hat trick.
Yeah.
The third hat trick of the season. Ramsey, last question for this round. Erling Haaland has scored 18 Premier League goals so far this season. But how many of them were penalties?
How many of them were penalties?
Ooh.
How many of them were penalties? So he scored one against West Ham.
I want to keep your thoughts in your head in case you get it wrong, mate.
How many of them were penalties? 18.
So obviously, it's 10 points for the correct answer.
Golly.
I'll give 5 if I feel like it, I'll give 5. That's what I'm saying. There's no rules. There's no rules. You know what this is, Joe. It's what do you call it?
Tyranny.
The Tyrant podcast.
Tyrant Sports. That's right. Tyrant Sports.
Definitely scored one against West Ham, and he's definitely scored one the other day against Fulham in the last minute. Did he get one more? Did he get one more? I'm going to say 3.
Wrong.
I'm going to say 3.
Correct. It's 3. It's 3.
I was going to say 4.
I don't know who the other one was against.
Because I don't think he scores.
Did he score one against Man United?
Goals.
Can't remember. Maybe not. I can't remember now.
No, it wasn't against Man United.
I can't remember who it was. He's definitely West Ham, Fulham, and I don't know the other one.
Might be one of his hat tricks, maybe against
probably
Nottingham Forest, maybe. Can't remember. Anyway, we'll leave that quiz there. Come back for the second part after we talk about Quidditch. We're talking about Quidditch.
Why is that so big?
Just in case you can't see it. Quidditch. Jay, you gotta talk to us. What is
I don't know what to say.
What is potable?
Potable.
Because you lot right now are a mess. Talk to me.
I think player power is kicking in again because I don't think they respect him. I think they're thinking, who the hell is this guy? You know that meme, like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, that's probably what they're thinking, because who is Graham Potter? It could be that, but I feel like the players are just garbage. When you look at Chelsea's lineup, it doesn't scare anybody. Like, don't worry about Terry Flewis, why Chelsea scare me. Because they don't scare anyone. That lineup is ours. I already said the recruitment was garbage. The players, like, the fact that Loftus-Cheek gets the start is bad. And I'm gonna take this back to Roman for not investing properly in the midfield. Kante covered a big hole in that midfield. Kante is literally 2 players, and he was when fit, he is perfect in midfield. Just brilliant. We see that no one comes close. Kovacic, Jorginho, they just don't come anywhere. Jorginho, sorry on him. But no one comes close. And he was doing 2 people. He was playing. He might as well have been 2 midfielders on the pitch. And that was the issue there. And now he's gone. We've lost 2 players in midfield, and that's why we're bringing in all this Loftus-Cheeks and Gallagher and I don't even know who the hell we played in midfield earlier. Like, it's just bringing it all in. No one could cover Kante. Like, no one is going to bring that, and he brought that to the club. And I think that is a huge miss, because the game is won in midfield. As much as people say, the strikers are important, they are, but you need to have a solid midfield. And I think that's where it all falls apart.
That.
Like, I think that's where it falls apart completely. And even if you don't have a techie midfield, it can still work if you have like proper rock, sturdy midfielders, like Liverpool had when they had Ronaldo, when they had Jordan Henderson when he was playing better. You know, it works. Like, they may not be the best technically, but it works, and that's what you need. You need that in the midfield. Kante was small, he was quick, but he made the tackles. You know, he was there, he was everywhere. You need these things. You need them. And that's what Chelsea, I think, first and foremost, needs addressing. Kante covered the defense, and he covered the midfield. and I think for me that's our first problem. Yeah, that's the first problem, and the other problem. It's just that's it. I think the players are just awful. Sterling wasn't the right buy. I don't think he would have taken the team to the next level. If he was, then Pep wouldn't have dropped him and sold him like how he did. Like it's just that simple. It's like Haaland only left Dortmund because release clause, and it's Dortmund. But Man City would not sell Man City would not sell Haaland to Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal in January. They just wouldn't, because he is crucial. He is you don't just sell your best players. Sterling wasn't his best player. That's why it was easy to go, and for that kind of price too. You just don't do that. So Sterling wasn't the right buy. I think it's crazy. It's just a lot.
So are you saying that
so much to pick?
Are you saying that the recruitment is one of the issues?
I believe if we got, this is what happens when you go for when you settle and you go for what you don't want because you couldn't get what you wanted. I believe if we had gotten Rafinha and our other main targets before we had to go to third or fourth,
like Gabriel Jesus.
If whoever first choice targets were, if we had gotten them, I think it would be much better than we are now, because these are all third choices.
Who was making the decisions over the summer?
Maybe Todd when he Yeah, you're right. He's making the decisions, yes. And the thing is, he was going for the right players.
What's wrong with this guy, man?
We just couldn't get them. We just couldn't get them.
Who was going for the right players?
Go on, play it.
No, I didn't even hear you.
Play it.
No,
play the video. That's who was going for the Yes. Yes, him, Todd B. And you know what? Like I said, the original players that we were going for, if we had gotten them, we would not be in this position. But this is what happens when you go for your second, third, and fourth choices. What? To all them man that went to Barcelona, good on you that you're in the Europa League now. And I truly, truly hope more financial woes come for you lot. Up down there.
But all that being said, is Potter the right guy? And the reason I'll preface that, because I don't like to go too early. I'm not one for wild statements, as you lot know. I'm very level-headed. I kind of told the party line, don't really make any predictions that might come back to bite me. But on this one, I might step out a little bit. Potter is not the guy, and this is going to be, I'm saying it, clip it. This is going to be his first and last.
What are you doing, man? I'm going to bag a Champions League now.
It's the first one. It's the first one.
This is going to be his first and last Christmas as Chelsea manager. I'm saying it. Listen, he's not it. I'm not saying he's not a good coach. Wait, let me land.
I can't.
Raise your hand if you need to land.
Your plane cannot land.
Raise your hand if you need to land. Word to spec. Raise your hand if you need to land. Me. All right. So
you can't. You don't have clearance. Illegal landing.
I prefaced this when I said about Ten Hag, and I was concerned about managing a big club. He hasn't had those characters, etc. And this HH said something on the last stream that I was watching today. But I've been saying this for a few weeks. I think it's just the job's too big for him. I think the job's too big for him. I think the players are too big for him. I think the expectations too big for him. I just think it's too much. It's too much too soon. He done a good job at Brighton. Brighton are not Chelsea. And the expectation of Chelsea and their fans, we don't know what Todd's doing. We don't. But the fans have a big say about when it comes to managerial. And none of the fans, I'm going to say 90% of the fans have bought into Graham Potter. And the results are not helping them buy into Graham Potter. The football's not helping them buy into Graham Potter. They didn't want Tuchel sacked in the first place. So the next manager who came was always going to struggle because they didn't want him to be sacked in the first place. And the next manager's come in without the pedigree of the previous manager. And now the results are not going in a way that can say, all right, we'll accept the decision. Let's move forward. I think if before he went to Chelsea, and I said at the time, and I'll say it again, he needed a club in between. From Brighton, the next logical step was Leicester. It was hope Brendan Rodgers gets sacked and let me go for a team who's challenging for European football. West Ham maybe not West Ham, but potentially West Ham to an extent if the owners were spending money. Aston Villa in terms of expectation. That's really the next step after Brighton. Brighton for most seasons are relegation fodder. They're as good as football they play, they don't pick up many points because they can't finish a bag of chips. No expectation at Brighton. He comes to Chelsea, and the expectation isn't just get top four, it's win. Chelsea fans in the last 20 years I think they've won a trophy every season, maybe barring one, Lampard's first season or something like that. They win trophies every single season. I think the job's too big for him. So it's a bold statement I've made because Todd B might be like, I'm backing him for 5 years, regardless of what happens. And then, I'll say I was wrong. But if you're sitting in 10th next Christmas and he's still in a job, then I don't care if I was wrong. That's on you at that point because he should be sacked. I don't think he's the right man for Chelsea. I think it's the job too big for him. It may well be right for him in a few years, but I think it's too big for him now. Like when David Moyes came to Man United. I mean, he's the head coach.
No.
The problem is what? Oh, you mean like a first team coach?
Yeah, first team coach. Maybe like attacking coach, like one of them kind of coaches, not the head coach. Like he's giving me some substitute teacher vibes or something like that. I don't know.
The job was too big for David Moyes. It was. Listen, the Liverpool job was too big for Brendan Rodgers. He had a fluke season. That was a fluke season. Suarez just did a mad thing. Sturridge, and it just all came together. He needed a step in between, and yeah, he's gonna crash.
I hear what
you're looking for someone to crash now.
Me personally, I think I'm not gonna say it's too big for him yet. The reason why I say that is because the players are garbage, Neeks. I'll put it like this: if the performances on the Tuchel were brilliant, fantastic, I would have said, you know what? Yeah, the job is too big for him. But Chelsea have been in this slump since when Lukaku dropped that interview, since November last year or whenever it was. We haven't been good since then. Since then, and it's just been down and down and down. It hasn't gotten any better. So
but then it's not fair to even put a manager like him. Is it? Or maybe I almost say, is it fair? Is it fair to put him into that situation?
It's not fair. It's not fair.
You know what? Maybe.
But it's not fair. But we wouldn't even be having this conversation. We wouldn't be having this conversation if the targets came in that were needed. Maybe Tuchel would still be in a job if the targets came in.
Maybe.
Now he's come and brought in Potter. Right? Potter's gonna know who he wants. Him and Todd are gonna sit down, and they're probably gonna figure something out. Come January, you never know. One or two players might come in. Things might change. Well, things have to change. For me personally, I think I'm still gonna give Potter some time. You never know. It might be Todd might be building something. Like we can't. The Chelsea of Abramovich are gone. Like everyone's like, yeah, he's gonna get sacked. How do we know that? Like we don't know that. This is Todd we're talking about. This ain't Abramovich.
Based on Solo's comment, he says, "Do Chelsea fans want trophies now, or are they in the mindset they need a project and start from scratch?" Because if it's the latter, then you're right. He's gonna be here next Christmas. But if it's the former, Which one is it? Is it still trophies, winning's the agenda, or is it a case of we're gonna do Arteta, 8th, 5th, and then first win the league?
Okay, so I'll say I'll put it like this. I don't know what Todd's planning. He could be just like what's his name? He can be just like Roman and start sacking. But I don't think if that was the case, I don't think he would have brought in someone like Graham Potter. I don't think he would have brought in someone like Graham. Sorry, I don't think he would have brought in someone like Graham Potter if he wasn't looking to build. He clearly has a kind of something for him. I don't think he's gonna throw him under the bus now. He's gonna give him time. He's come in. I think he's gonna give him time. Personally, I don't think he's gonna be like Roman and just sack. If that was the case, he wouldn't have brought him in. He probably would have went back in for. I don't even know who was available at the time. Maybe he would have went for Zidane. Maybe he would have went for
Ten Hag.
A bigger name manager. I don't know, but I don't think that's what we're gonna see. I could be wrong, and he might sack him next week. But for me personally,
then I'll be wrong because I thought this would be his first Christmas.
He might. So for me personally, I think he's gonna give him time, and we're gonna see where he's at. I don't think Todd is gunning for like you must have a trophy come the end of the season or else. I don't think. But if things do get better, or if things don't get better, I think he would be given more time. But I think if that's the case, next season there has to be like some kind of like progression. It may not be trophy wise. I think
I'll come to that just now. I think the thing is, I think as long as he hasn't got his own players in the team, he can ride that train of these are my players. I think once he has maybe a January and a summer, because they may sign in both windows, if the results aren't better than they are now, then the end is nigh, I think. But I think right now, because he hasn't made any signings, he can kind of live on that, qualify for the Champions League. I'm not out of the top 4 race. I need my own players. And I think that can, even some fans will say, all right, let's give him that time. But once his players come in, he needs results tomorrow. Nat, you're going to say?
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Chelsea are in the mud. Yeah? and
Thanks.
And their problem is, it's their recruitment. Their recruitment has been bad for a while. Like, they signed people like Christian Pulisic, Ziyech. They still have Loftus-Cheek on the books. They have so many, like...
That's what it is.
Like,
they buy...
Brother, apparently Graham Potter wants him back.
There are so many random...
Apparently Potter wants him.
Fuck me. Like, when they buy players, they'll buy someone. I'm like, what are you going to do with him? It doesn't make sense. Like, they just buy hella random players, overpriced. They bought Raheem Sterling for the same thing he went to Man City for. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I look at Chelsea's team, and I'm like, how did these not always manage to win a trophy with the most random, like, buying and stuff like that? It just makes no sense. And as long as they have these, like, random ballers in their team and this kind of recruitment mindset where they just buy anybody that seems to be good and whatnot, they're always going to be in the mud. Like, it's just going to happen. I think they need to go for the project route, try and actually build a team that makes sense, recruit players that make sense, create an identity. I think it will work that way. But until then, until they have man like Pulisic, I don't even know what he does. Like, they'll be stuck there.
Speaking of projects, we're going to move on swiftly. There is one project that is working right now. And the answer to this question, I think everyone will say yes. Next topic now. No. Arsenal are title favourites. That's a question. And I'm going to bring up the...
No one has them there, bruv.
I'm going to bring up the...
predictions. Don't even bring it up, bruv. No one has them
the predictions from this season. And... Let's see. Less said about Nat and Bianca's choices, the better. So we leave that to one side. Forgive them, the Liverpool fans.
No, you can come to me first.
Forgive them. They got Liverpool winning.
I can justify it.
No, you don't worry. We save that cooking for later. I've got Arsenal 4th, Jay, you got them 4th. Kyle's got them 3rd. So we all trusted that Arsenal will have a better season than last year, into the Champions League positions, into Champions League next year, strong, good team. The only Arsenal fan on the panel had no faith in his team.
At all.
Had them 5th.
Shame on you.
Had them 5th. And I mean, even when we did the revise, and granted, yes, we know there's rules around it, there was no real indication from him that he really wanted to change it. He didn't. Ramsey, explain yourself. You are title favourites.
Stand by it.
You didn't even think you were going to finish 5th. You don't know.
So you still think they're going to finish 5th right now?
No, I stand by my
But
prediction.
no, but you said you stand by it.
Yeah, well, let me finish then. Let me finish, bro. I stand by my prediction at the start of the season. My prediction at the start of the season was I don't think Arsenal are going to get into the top 4. And there's nothing that Arsenal have showed me that they are going to get into the top 4 in the part at the start of the season when I made my prediction. Last year I saw them fight for top 4 and lose it. So there was nothing in me that said
you beat Arsenal 4-0 in pre-season.
Yeah, it's pre-season. We slapped Chelsea pre-season. That's normal. Like we had a good pre-season, yeah, for sure. But we've had many good pre-seasons in the past and ended up losing our first 3 games of the season. So for me, I've seen what we do, and I don't fully trust this Arsenal team to go out and finish well. I still feel like there's going to be a moment where we slump a lot. There's no part of me that thinks we're going to win.
What kind of slump you talking? Because
you only need 3 or 4 losses in a row.
Wait. Who? That's a lot of losses in a row.
But we done. But we do that.
You can't just throw 3-4 losses in a row in the middle of a.
We do that. I tell you who can do that. We can do that easily. We can lose to Brighton, Southampton, and Crystal Palace in a row, as we did
this season.
Yeah, this season. But last year we lost 3 games to Brighton, Palace, and Newcastle, and then we lost to Tottenham, and threw away our whole season. So
when was the last time Arsenal had lost only 1 game at this point of the season?
Probably I was going to say the invincible season, but
that was our next. Well, we're actually better. We're actually better points wise.
You got more points now than you did in the invincible season.
Invincible,
and you want to say that you're going to fall off
at Christmas in the invincible season. Man United were top of the league.
What is 2004?
Yeah, Man United were top of the league, and when we were invincible at Christmas, Man United was still top. So yeah, but I think obviously if you're talking about after my prediction, so after I made a call that Arsenal were gonna finish 5th, and we just then played Crystal Palace and a couple of others or whatever, and obviously my prediction couldn't be based on results, as we clearly stated. It was about who we signed, and we couldn't complete our signings through the end of the transfer window. So I had no reason
Douglas Luiz. You couldn't get Douglas Luiz on the last day of the season.
We couldn't. But since then, you know what? I have to say congratulations.
Just advantage Arsenal. They didn't get Douglas Luiz.
I have to say congratulations to the boys for what they're doing. Arsenal have been the best Premier League side in the season so far. That's what I can say, hands down. No one's been better than Arsenal this season. People have tried and they've failed. Arsenal have been the best.
You've been the best Premier League side in 2022. I don't know if that's true, but I'm throwing it out there. I think you have that, but I actually think you might be. I think.
No, not the way they threw away the end of the season, man.
Yeah, but we had a good January to.
Yeah, they
to
might
March.
be, because like them, and I think like even Newcastle's right up there as well.
Mm. Yeah,
Newcastle's right up.
But so are you title favourites? You're 5 points clear of a Man City team who are, let's be honest, they're a 2-man team. It's De Bruyne and Haaland or bust. That's literally it right now. And when they don't perform,
no respect to Foden now.
Who? Right, yeah. They lose to Brentford. they draw in Newcastle. You gotta say they lose this season.
They lost to us.
They
lost to Liverpool. Yeah. Yes. Talk about
Man City. This is Man City's title. Because of Liverpool was so bad this season, Man City have already won the league. That's it. The league done. Man City have won the league. I've conceded the league. The league is Man City's, and Liverpool threw it away. We're just here for a good time. We're here for a good time. We're riding the wave right now. We've lost one game. We're playing the best football. I would now say.
So this is all vibes,
I expect Arsenal to get. I would not say I expect Arsenal to get top 4. That's my bold prediction right now.
Bold.
Man said
What? Out on a limb. Out on a limb. I expect Arsenal to get top 4.
Man City's about 15 points clear of 5th, and that's his bold prediction.
Mate, I'm getting out on a limb. Even then, I'm scared. Even then, I'm scared to put that out there. I'm shook to say that we're going to be the top 4 because I know this team and I know what could happen after 2 men get injured.
Man said, bro, Chelsea ain't even coming near that top 4.
Ramon.
You ain't got no one. You're fighting with yourselves at this point.
Boy,
you're fighting against yourselves,
and we could lose that. We could lose that fight against ourselves. We could
bro,
lose that
you will
easily.
If you lose 5, Chelsea and the rest are losing 10, bro. I don't understand where you're going with this.
Ramon, you could lose 7 games in a row after the World Cup resumes, and Arsenal will still be in top 4.
Yeah. And then what happens? And then what happens the next 10, and we lose them too. We still ain't played Man City yet. That's 6 points gone.
That's a disadvantage to you. You wish you would have played Man City. If you had played Man City in this run, when I first saw it, I thought, Arsenal didn't play Man City down to drop points. Now I'm like, damn, Man City got lucky to avoid that game. And I think
would have been 7 points clear right now.
Very, very serious. I'm not joking right now.
I agree. And now it's bad for us. Now we will lose to them both times. Listen, I'm happy with how we're playing. We've got a striker though, obviously that hasn't hit the net in a certain amount of games. Javert told me he guarantee me this guy is back. This guy is hitting.
Bro, he's back. He's the reason why you're playing this good. He's allowing you. He's allowing you to play. He's Firmino.
11
he's like Firmino.
11 games.
No, don't compare him to an actual good player.
I do not.
Yeah, exactly. He's better. He's better.
He's not better than Firmino. Come on, he's a winger playing up front, man. Don't do that.
Oh my goodness!
Everything he does is, and actually, everything he does is elite. Barring the hitting the ball in the damn.
Yeah, but what he's doing is whatever him in that team is helping. I'll guarantee you, if he's not starting or if he's not playing, or you guys didn't have him, you lot would not be playing like this. His pressing, how he plays is allowing the team to do this. Because him not scoring is not a detriment because you guys are still looking strong and he's still winning.
He's a ball-winning striker.
Ball-winning striker. Ball-winning striker.
I think the correct term is called a pressing forward.
Yeah, a pressing forward. Ball pressing forward striker.
The best ball pressing forward in the world. I have,
Yeah, there's only 2. Him and Firmino.
Listen, defensive forward, whatever it is, he is doing it.
Defensive register.
Listen, he is doing it. So right now it's a hit. It's a hit for you,
as I said to you, I'll call him a hit if we get top 4, and even then, I'm out here thinking, we might make.
So when you win the league, because that's what's going to happen.
Nah, man, we're far from that.
Arsenal title favourites,
Carl. No.
The 5 points clear at Christmas.
I mean, I'm with Ramon. I'm actually with Ramon. Like,
not enough for one.
Like Liverpool being so bad that the title is like it's done. Like it's finished.
Coming to N5.
Like for me, right? Arsenal are 5 points clear, but it's like Arsenal are playing at a level that they can't.
I didn't even say Arsenal title contenders, Man said that Arsenal title favourite.
Yeah, I know.
But they're obviously title contenders. That's a given, right? 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 Wait, stop. One second. One second. Can we all agree that Arsenal are title contenders?
No.
I don't think they are.
What title? What title contenders?
You're 5 points clear.
I don't think they are.
It's 14th of
Christmas.
November.
It's Christmas. But listen, the next time you play, Christmas would have gone. Therefore, it's Christmas. You're 5 points clear Christmas.
No.
Anyway, sorry, Carl. Continue.
Yeah. So yeah, they're 5 points clear, right? But Arsenal are playing at a level that, for me personally, I haven't seen anything that suggests that Arsenal can improve on what they've done so far in terms of.
I'd agree.
Yeah, can their football? They're playing at their maximum potential. So what you're seeing right now is them playing at probably 95%. They might be a 5% improvement. No.
You can't really get much better than this other than be like.
No. I know, but what I'm saying is, I also feel like the players don't have it in them to sustain it for the entirety of the season. Whereas Man City are somewhat keeping pace. I'll say, yeah, they're keeping pace with Arsenal.
Getting cut adrift, boy.
Probably playing 2 or 3 gears below what they're capable of playing at. And I just feel that after the World Cup, once they're all nice and refreshed and they're starting 11, to be fair, a lot of it comes down to Pep as well. I owned Pep, that guy. I actually think he's got a loose screw in his head. There's actually something wrong with him. Like, I actually don't know what it is. I think he actually thinks that he is playing Football Manager in real life. I think his team is Football Manager in real life, and he's looking at it like, oh, this team's not so great, so I can get away with playing some B-Tech players and we will still win the game. He does it all the time.
I know. I can't believe he started Haaland against Brentford.
He's still rattled by the guy that saw him on the bike, man. I do
have to big up Neeks though, man. I do have to big up because at the start of last season, you did say you don't think Arteta's going to see out the season. So thank you.
See out which season? Sorry,
last season. The start of last season.
Bro,
after we
the guy should have been sacked. The guy should have been. Listen. Look, let me tell you. It's the same. Sorry, Carl. To interrupt you, but it's the same Potter thing. The guy should have been sacked. You lost 3. I'll tell you why. After the international break, you lost 3 in a row to like Brighton at the Emirates and some other dead teams. I can't remember who you played.
Crystal Palace, Newcastle.
No, Brentford, Man City, Chelsea. Last season.
No, they're not started last season.
No, he's talking about after the
international break. In the middle of the season.
After the international break.
After the international break, and 2022. You lost 3 in a row, innit?
Yeah. Brighton, Palace, Southampton.
There we go. 3 in a row. And then man got a new contract. I said, you're done. Sorry, it don't make sense. Then you lost to Spurs and lost to Newcastle. The guy should have been sacked. You finished 8th, 5th. Now, if I'm just going by football logic, if Arteta was at any of the other top 6 clubs, he would have been gone, including Spurs. He would have been gone. I apologize for using logic.
No,
next time
I'm grateful.
Next time I'll be illogical. Next time I'll be illogical. Sorry.
You know why you said that? You made that comment because you hadn't watched the documentary yet. If you had watched the documentary, you would have never said that. You would have never said that. At the end of the season. Huh?
Documentary came out in the summer.
Yeah, definitely came at the start of this season.
At the start of this season. He's talking about last season. I said Arteta should be sat last season, not this year. Yeah. And I still ain't watched the documentary, by the way. And
to be fair,
actually, I might watch it if you look capitulate and fall out of the top 4, like Ramon's predicting. I'm gonna watch the documentary.
What I'm saying is about this Arsenal run, These last 14 games have been the foreplay. The World Cup is going to happen, and after the World Cup, I said that. Yeah. The league starts after the World Cup, That's when the business starts, and we're going to see who really is, like, ready. You get me? Like, I'm telling you now, I don't think they have, like, the squad to handle what's going to happen after the World Cup.
That's why they went out purposely out of the League Cup apparently.
No, to be fair,
that's our best result of the season.
No, but to be fair, that situation is kind of advantage Arsenal, and I'll tell you why I say it's advantage Arsenal because
the players are too crap to get in the World Cup squad.
Yeah, exactly. Their players are not good enough to go to the World Cup. Like most.
Excuse me, we got 11 players going this year.
Yeah, they're all a 26th player. They're a 26th selection of every.
Let me finish. And the ones that have gone are not going to be first team features. Most of them, like for example, Martinelli going. Martinelli's not going to play with Vinicius and Rafinha and all them players. Neymar. He's going to be a bench fodder. He'd be a bench fodder. So the ones that
Partey's going, right?
Yeah, he'll be out.
Partey's starting for Ghana.
He's playing 3 games.
Ghana's in the final when he's still playing.
I'm not saying all of them, but for example, Jesus, I'll be very surprised if Jesus starts over with Richarlison up front. I'd be surprised.
Jesus played 90 minutes total for the whole tournament.
Probably. But that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, you've got 11 players going, but majority of the ones that are going are not going to be in the first team.
Players get injured in training, right?
Yeah, but everyone's got training. Everyone's got players. Everyone's got training.
They get what you must call it. They get jet lag. They get
that's fine. But we're just talking about.
I'm just hearing a madness here, bro.
Everything. If you just keep everything level, keep everything even, right? Everyone's got players going, cool. But you look at someone like Manchester City. Almost most of the entire squad is going to the World Cup, and most of them are going to be in the first team. Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, so on and so forth. Their players are going to be starting regularly at the World Cup. Obviously, some of them are going to get knocked out earlier than others because not all of them can make it to the final, and they're going to start. Their World Cup campaign is going to finish earlier than others. But Arsenal have very few players that are going to the World Cup that are going to be starting regularly and probably will make it very far. Like, yes, Partey is going to start. He's going to be playing for Ghana. But does he even make it out of a group with Portugal and Uruguay? Ghana could be going out after the first 3 games. And Partey played 3 games and that's it. And he goes back to Emirates. So it's like, it's advantage Arsenal because Arsenal are playing well. And they've played so hard up until this point that the rest could do them well. They could start after the World Cup exactly how they ended.
What I would say though, it's now also down to Arsenal, I think, to spend more in January because
100%.
Because obviously, 100%. as the same thing happened last year. Right? Obviously, we started the season in 8th place from the year before. Bought our players in the summer and had a plan to finish in Europa League. Get back into Europe. That was the plan. Get back into Europe, Europa League. If a push for Champions League could be on. Obviously, as the season went on, you got closer and closer to the champion, to the top 4, and only lost it on the last day of the season, or last two games of the season. Then there was obviously the big push to try and get into the top 4, and maybe last year where we, as I said before, we lost the ball maybe by not buying a striker in January. Well, we did try to get Vlahovic, didn't come off, and obviously waiting until the summer to get Jesus. Now the problem is because January, you don't want to necessarily rush your targets that you may want later on and mess up the whole system. But now that you are top of the league, now that you are 5 points clear, and probably going to be top of the league going into January, because then there's only 2 games before January.
The first one's the League Cup, so you definitely will be.
Well, I mean, yeah, but then it's like Boxing Day, and then I think it's quick games, like 26, 28, first sort of thing. Yeah, now is where you have to. Now, for me, I think Arsenal need to go out and try and get a winger and maybe another midfielder or 2 as well, just to strengthen the midfield, just to push on for that last. Because you're never gonna, like, you may never be in this position again. Now you're in this position. Now is the time to, okay, right, let's go and see if the targets that we couldn't get in the summer are now available in January, or targets you may want to get next summer. You spend the money now, because why wait till next summer to spend the money if you're top of the league now? You might as well, that money you're going to spend in the summer, you might as well go all out now, especially where probably I don't really see Man City spending a lot of money if that in January, and to try and strengthen the show. I think they'll probably be happy and go through the season. Now's where Arsenal got to try and get on top of that. And whilst everyone's probably thinking Arsenal squad's too weak, if that's the case, 1 or 2 players to strengthen up and see if you can make a push for it.
Listen, guys, gotta move on. Got about maybe half hour left of the pod. But we're gonna take another interval as we go into our Premier League quiz, second round of our Premier League quiz. The scores are currently 10-10, 0, the 0 being Kyle. So you got a bit of catching up to do, my brother. But we're going to go from in reverse order, as we did last time, or compared to what we did last time. Starting with Ramsey. Kevin De Bruyne has made 9 assists so far this season, a season high. Bukayo Saka is in second. How many assists does he have?
I was looking at his goals earlier. He's got 4 goals. How many assists?
Sorry, was 4 your final answer?
No, I said he's got 4 goals.
Sorry.
Bukayo Saka's second.
I couldn't believe it when I saw that.
Is this FPL or is this?
No, this is legit.
I
think it's legit. It's not FPL though. Definitely not FPL.
There's no way Bukayo's near 9. There's no way. But he's second. Nah. This is tough. Has he even got 5? Oh man. If you're second, you gotta be doing something. I'm gonna say 4.
Incorrect. The answer is 6.
6. Blouse and skirt.
Yeah, crazy.
I thought he was having a bad season. Cool.
7.
Nat, how many managers have been sacked this season? I don't need names, just a number. Don't say no names.
How many managers?
How many managers have been sacked this season?
In just the Premier League?
Premier League.
Oh.
Because if it was the whole world, I don't
That's
think
what I'm
anyone knows.
Yeah. Two.
Way more than that.
In August, mate.
Incorrect. The answer is 5. Shush, please.
Oh.
Shush.
Who's the other 3?
Shush. Kyle. Who was the first and last manager sacked this season? 5 points for each answer. Who was the first and who was the last manager sacked this season?
That's not a good question for me because I'm so bad with manager names.
I am so dumb. I just realized it's more than 2.
Well, you figured it was more than 2 when I said it was
the first manager sacked was
it
Thomas Tuchel?
And who was the last?
And the last manager sacked was I don't know how to pronounce his name, but the Southampton manager.
I'll give you 5 points. I'll give you 5 points for the Southampton manager. The first manager sack.
Scott Parker?
Yeah, it was Scott Parker.
I forgot about that guy.
The 5 managers are Scott Parker. I thought I had it. I do have it. Thomas Tuchel was second. Bruno Lage from Wolves was third. Oh, actually, it might be Steven Gerrard who was third. I can't remember. Steven Gerrard fourth, and Ralph Hasenhüttl is the name Kyle was looking for. Was the 5th manager sacked. I didn't include any of the interims because they weren't really sacked. They were just relieved of the post at the end of their interim period. And Javern, final question for this round. Which club, single club, has both the longest winning streak, 5 games, and the longest unbeaten streak, 10 games this season? I'll repeat. Which club has both the longest winning streak and longest unbeaten streak so far this season? 5 games is the winning streak. 10 games is the unbeaten streak. Which club?
It's so easy.
I can't think. I'm just gonna say Man City.
Whoa!
Wait, I don't know, bro.
Is it Newcastle?
This is so easy. Can I
Oh
answer?
yeah, I forgot about
Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Question over.
It's Newcastle.
Oh damn, Newcastle. I'm not even thinking about them. I'm just thinking City or Arsenal. But Arsenal have lost the game. So is it Arsenal?
Who did Newcastle lose to this season?
Damn, I don't
so long
say
ago, I don't
Newcastle,
remember.
man.
You know.
The Drew City.
Yeah, I know the Drew
Drew
City.
United.
The Drew Bars beat Spurs.
No,
Beat
it was a small team. I remember.
Beat
I think they lost to Leicester, no?
I don't
even
know.
know.
All right, next. So next topic, we're gonna move on quickly. Just rate my club. So it's gonna be very quick. The top 6 clubs. We'll give them a rating out of 10. Starting with, the team. Oh, I was gonna say the team in 6. I haven't really looked down further than 5th on the table actually. Who is it?
Yeah, sure.
Me, I didn't even look past first myself.
It's starting now.
Actually, we're gonna have to look further than that. We have to look to 8th because
Lee, let me scroll down.
He's in 8.
8th is Chelsea. Chelsea are sitting in 8th. Chelsea are just 4 points ahead of Leicester City, by the way. Anyway,
Leicester
Leicester
was
relegation.
They were. They definitely were.
Relegation fodder.
Things happened. Brighton are ahead of them. Graham Potter. Graham Potter's decision to leave Brighton looking funny in the light. How do you rate Chelsea season so far out of 10? Just give me some numbers. You can give a little explanation if you really want, but we don't have to.
4.
4. What are you lot saying?
4, 5, 4, 5.
Yeah, I think 4 max. I'm saying max. It's 5. No, sorry, it's 5. It's 3. They are 8 points off 4th. They finished 3rd last year. Like this isn't even a judgment. This isn't even a judgment on Graham Potter. Like we're rating the club. How are the club doing based on their expectation going into the season, I guess, or at the end of last season? I don't know. Granted, yes, I had Chelsea finishing 5th. I get it, but I think they're so bad. Who did they play? Arsenal. The last 10 minutes, they were lumping long balls up to Sterling. They are so bad. I'm going 3 out of 10 so far.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, I would agree with that. 3.
They're in the sunken place, man. They're so far gone.
Your camera's mad.
What's
blurry.
Very blurry. You're not even there.
Oh my gosh, you didn't even show that on my screen.
The thing is, I think this is all down to Todd B. Because
Todd B.
Damn right. Because I still think it's harsh on Potter, man. I think it's thrown into the Lions then, and that summer. So I think it's just all down to that summer. So I'm going to give them a 4. 4 max.
The Chelsea Cowboys, man.
the London Cowboys.
London Cowboys.
That's it. That's the one. The London Cowboys.
Next up, Liverpool, who are currently sitting in 6th place. 7 points.
Give them a 5.
7 points off 4th. 4 points behind Man United. 15 points behind Arsenal. 10 behind City. I'm giving them. Go on, Cal.
No, I'm just going to go and say, like, their expectation is much higher than Chelsea's, and they're not in a much better position than Chelsea. A point here or there, position here or there is not saying, our season's going more smoothly. As a matter of fact, it's going worse because you're supposed to challenge. You're right at the top of the table. You are about 15 points off where you should be. I'm giving them a 2. It's been a hat trick.
You're being kind. You're being kind. I'm giving them a 1. No, I'm being. They have been awful. They have been. They're actually been disgraceful.
Like, they're dancing. You know what? As fun as dancing, you're getting a 1. You're getting a 1.
So why are you dancing?
What are you dancing for? We dancing for.
You know, even the games that you've won, you've been bad. Like literally, the Liverpool game, the Chelsea, the City game. You lot did the ollie. You sat back on the edge of your box and counter attack. Fair enough. You cussed us for it, but fair enough. The Spurs game, you're lucky. There's so many games that you've won. The Newcastle, no, not the Newcastle game. No, it was the Newcastle game, yeah. When you scored in like the 18th minute of stoppage time. You lot are so jammy to even be in the position that you're in. And it's a terrible position. You lot have been awful. You got slapped by Napoli. You finished second in your Champions League group. Listen.
And Virgil van Dijk's record being dusted up to who? To who?
Chewed up and spat out to Leeds United.
Leeds.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Disgraceful season.
You came to Old Trafford, got tonked. Went to the Emirates, got tonked. You are a bad team.
Trossard hat-trick at Anfield. What's going on?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Are you not done?
1 out of 10.
Barcelona and Man United fans.
And the longer you speak, the number might get lower. I'm going 1 at the moment.
Are you not done?
The longer you speak, the lower.
Which team supporters are speaking?
Rate your club. Forget what I've said.
Captain.
Forget what I've said.
I'm giving them a 6.5.
Oh my god, get this guy.
For what?
No. You lot had your time in the air. Let me talk. Yeah, we've been.
What happened?
Man kicked me out, you know.
A man's a 6.5. That's a sack of
6.5. Yeah, no, 6.5. Let me tell you why. Yeah,
0.5 maybe.
Our performances have been like this, yeah.
No.
But we're fine. We've had loads of injuries. We have people just missing. Bear man on mash up.
What, Oxlade?
No. Like our attacking players are injured, bro. Nunez and Jota are injured. Like it doesn't allow us to rotate.
Nunez, you mean Diaz?
Not Nunez. What's his name?
No. Trent is your attacking player.
Diaz.
No. Trent is your attacking player. He's been there all season.
Bro, you support Barcelona. Please let me talk.
What's that got to do with the price?
I know.
Let me talk, man.
Also on top of their league, man.
Our attacking players are injured. You know, it doesn't allow us to rotate. It doesn't allow us to rest people. Yeah. Yes, Nunez he's coming. He's coming. But anyways, like in the Champions League, we lost one game. And we got bad. Yeah. Every game after that, we smoked every single team that we have faced. Yeah. Like I don't know why that was part of your argument, Neeks, but I'm just addressing that.
Because that we lost one. We lost
one game. Are you even in the Champions League, bro?
The reason, but we're not talking about what's rating your club at the moment.
The reason
why I brought it up is that one game is why you're out of the Champions League. Because Roma just knocking you out.
What was the score against Rangers? We beat them 7-1. We beat Napoli 3-0. We beat Ajax.
The mighty dog and duck.
What did we
Rangers
beat Ajax again? We smoked all of them.
Not enough.
Like we just lost one game, and we're in the next round. You get me?
Mo Wada has a good point. He says 6 in the league, 15 off top. You give us 6.5. You were going for a quad 6 months ago.
Listen, yeah, but we'll talk about now.
Ten Hag says
pass, man.
I'm sorry, that's got to be a 1 nap. Like
Ten Hag said
challenging.
When
Arsenal are challenging instead of you got to drop that.
Eras come to an end.
Man.
Ten Hag said eras come to an end. He saw this coming. He saw Man City's
will never start, man.
And he forget us. He's speaking Arteta's into existence. He saw Man City and he saw Liverpool.
His will never start, man. He's Eric Ten Hag, man.
What you giving them? Ramsey, did you give a score?
Javert, I'll give them
a 3, man. If that, and that's just being nice.
And so ours is worse than yours.
Yes, because you man were challenging last. You man have been going toe to toe with City.
Of course, it's worse.
You man were going toe to toe with City for 3. This is supposed to be the Klopp era. and you are struggling, lingering down there. Nah,
They
stop it, man.
They got usurped by Oli one season. They're gonna get usurped by Arteta the next season. What kind of this ain't no rivalry? It's a joke. Sorry, go on, Ramsey. You were saying 0?
Yeah, I'll give them a 2.
Who's
just
beat Liverpool?
Just because you you failed to you mount a title charge again in your best ever years as Liverpool Football Club. The performance you put up at the Emirates was pathetic, to say the least. I just feel like the decision. I mean, I know Mane wanted out, but that decision just looks like a stinker now because your attack looks a lot worse. Darwin Noodles, who Neeks predicted would have a half decent season, is just starting to learn how to play without getting sent off. So
he's doing better than your boy, isn't it?
Is he though? Is he?
Yeah,
he ain't top of the league right now. I'll tell you that for a fact.
Stats-wise, he's doing better than your boy.
I tell you that.
You know what, Mav, you're moving mad.
All I'm saying is, I'm just gonna say,
what did Terry call it? Was it communist Merseyside where they just protect everything and all the
Yep. I'm just saying one thing.
That's
like
exactly
I said
what
earlier,
it is, man.
I'm just saying this one thing, one last point, yeah. Like I said before, the World Cup is coming, yeah. All our ballers are staying home,
and so are Arsenal's.
The next season's coming.
They're gonna win.
The season starts after the World Cup.
Let me ask you one question before we move on. Quick. So go on.
No, I was gonna ask Nat a question as well. Nat, who's been your best player this season? I genuinely want to know.
Our goalkeeper.
Oh, okay. How many goals he conceded?
Is it not obvious?
No, because he let Trossard score a hat-trick in your backyard, so not really, no.
Bro, come on now. The guy's sick, man. He's playing.
Alisson is the reason why you're why you guys have more points than you do now, because he has been phenomenal for you guys.
Him one-on-one is a problem.
You do realize that is a problem in itself, that your keeper is your best player. That's the problem. No, I'm saying that from experience. When David Gea was winning our player of the year 3 years in a row, we had problems. But anyway, let's move on. I had a question for Nat, because obviously you and Bianca were talking crud in the chat. Do you think you're finishing above Arsenal this season?
Are we finishing above Arsenal this season?
Yeah, that's what I said.
What I'm saying is,
you might talking about Man City with 10 points behind. Like, what does that have to do with anything?
Let me answer your question.
Sorry, go on. Sorry.
When you look at my prediction, I put Liverpool one place, I put Arsenal another place, yeah? And I'm sticking by my prediction. Just like Ramon sticks by his, I stick by mine.
Okay. Next up, Manchester United. 5th, 26 points, 3 points behind 4th with a game in hand. As you can see, biased, I'm the only club I mentioned game in hand. In the position that I expect us, no, actually they're one place up higher than I expect us to be. But I would say pretty much doing what I expected. I guess it's more Chelsea and Liverpool who are underachieving, and I guess Newcastle overachieving. We've had some bad results, 4-0, the derby, even the 3-1 to Villa. It's like those are the big score lines. Like if you lose 2-1 at Villa Park, if we had got 1, it could have been a draw. 3-1, you went like it was a beating. 4-0 to Brighton is a beating. 6-3 is a beating. So it's been an up and down season. Like it's literally been up and down. Our goal difference is 0. We've won some games, we've lost some games, we've scored some goals, we've conceded some goals. But we're in the position that I kind of thought we'd be in. I'm gonna say 7 out of 10, and I think that even might be a bit high. It might be a bit high. Yeah. Brother, you gave Liverpool 6.5 and you're below us. Shut up. What are you even doing?
Your predictions, your rating is worse than what I've done.
Huh?
7.
What?
Out of 10.
Wait, Nat, are you smoking fudge? Like,
wait, so how is
Yeah.
wait? I'm so confused. How is Man
United.
United 7 out of 10, right?
On a 7 out of 10.
Wait. They're fifth and 3 points with a game in hand. 3 points behind Newcastle in fourth. Is it Newcastle in fourth, right?
yeah, no, Spurs in fourth. Newcastle,
Oh yeah,
Spurs.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Spurs in fourth. 3 points behind fourth, right? And 7 out of 10 is outrageous. Yet a 0.5 lower for Liverpool, who are all the way down in seventh, miles off of anywhere to be seen. How is that not crazy now? I'm so confused.
You're asking me a question.
Yes, he's asking you.
Yes!
Oh,
you!
you asking me? I wasn't listening, you know. Sorry.
He's saying, how can you think that my rating is outrageous when you've given Liverpool a 6.5?
That's a 0.5 lower, and
You're terrible.
You're literally in space,
Because
in limbo land. You know,
You're
You
4
are
points
literally-
behind us. You're 4 points behind
You're
us,
not
and you lost
supposed to
to
be-
us. We're supposed to be what?
You're not supposed to be the mighty Manchester
Oh,
United.
stop it.
And you've let-
And you're supposed to be the mighty
Newcastle-
Liverpool.
Raise your hand if you want to
Newcastle
land.
above
Raise your hand if
you.
you want to land me. All right.
Hold on, you're supposed to be the mighty
Raise your hand
Liverpool,
if you
the
wanna
greatest
land.
league.
Raise your hand.
greatest
No,
club
put your hand
You
down
should be
now.
ashamed
I'm
of
trying to land.
yourself.
Listen,
You should be ashamed.
You should be
Newcastle
ashamed,
above
bruv.
you.
I'm Newcastle above you. Anyway, stop. Don't let Nat try to deflect. I want to give a 7, but it's difficult. I'm not gonna lie, because we ain't played great, and I didn't expect us to play great. That's the thing. But you know, when you watch it, you just like, even though you say, I don't really expect it, you still hope for more, and it's been hard. So at times it's been hard to watch. Like the Chelsea game, first half was good, second half was bad. We missed a lot of chances. I'm gonna go 6.5. I think a 6 would be too harsh. 7 just sounds a bit too good for a team that's sitting in fifth. Like we're sitting in fifth at the moment. So I'm going 6.5. Room for improvement. Anyone but Nat can land.
I was actually going to give them a 6 out of 10, and the reason, because for me, right, 5 out of 10 is kind of like halfway. It's average. It's medium. It's in the middle, and in the middle kind of means that you're on track. You kind of where I thought you were going. You're just going along, just doing what you're supposed to do, not doing anything outrageous, not doing anything silly. You're just doing what I expected. And Man United is doing a little bit better than I expected. Not much. They're in fifth, and I predicted them to be sixth. So they're one place above where I predicted. But it's more to do with the fact that it's the likes of Chelsea and Liverpool are playing far worse than what I expected. They may not have been that much better while they're in fifth, because if Chelsea and Liverpool were doing better, they'd be ahead of Man United. I mean, you can't really say that, because obviously then they would beat the likes of like Newcastle and so forth, and Newcastle might not be ahead of Man United, so the table will look completely different. But if they were doing better, Man United might not be in fifth. It might be in sixth. It might be in seventh now. And so, for like if Liverpool had beaten Man United, for example. So I've given the likes of Liverpool and Chelsea their poor rating because they've been poor. But Man United, for me, are in a position because, one, they're playing slightly better than I expected, and also the teams around them have been way worse than I expected. So I'll give Man United 6 out of 10.
I'll give Man United a 5 out of 10.
After we slapped you up,
yeah.
Have some respect. We're the only team to beat you. Have some respect.
Yeah, slap bang average in the middle. I mean, as you said, you've been bad at times, really bad, like awful. Brentford. After that Brentford game, I wasn't sure how we're gonna survive. You came back, and I thought you were back. And you played. Oh, because you beat Liverpool, and I thought that was it. I thought that game in Liverpool.
And then they beat Arsenal.
Turning point. You beat Arsenal, yeah, top of the league, Arsenal. I thought things might be taking a turn for the better. And then few iffy performance here and there. Aston Villa 3-1. I thought, and then you win again on Sunday, and it's like, all good. And then Ronaldo's lingering like a bad smell. You can't rule that out. He's part of the season. He's big part of the season. he's a big part of the season. Ronaldo walking off the pitch and that.
It's
Yeah,
true,
man.
Ramon.
It just smells
Goal
of
difference
slap.
zero. Goal difference
bang
zero. Just
average.
like right in the middle. Goal
Yeah.
difference zero.
And yeah, I put it to them to be finished. Yeah, goal difference 0. I put it to them to finish 6, but really it's just Europa League, innit? What is that? 5th and 6th? It's just Europa League, innit? So they're in Europa League, slap bang average, where I predicted them to be. You know, nothing more, nothing less. 3 points off Tottenham. And yeah, as things stay, they should make Europa League next season. So yeah, I'm going 5th. I'm going 5. 5th. Yeah, 5 for 5th place in the league.
Go, Jay.
I'll give them a 5 as well. You know what? Man United. Yeah, you know what? Where did United come last season? 4th, innit?
No.
Where did United come? 5th or 6th?
6th.
Oh, 6th. And right now you guys are what?
First.
Yeah, you're not.
I mean, you don't ask me. I can just say anything.
No, I know it's not first. I'm just trying to remember what position they're in.
They're
5th.
They're 5th. Okay, 5th. So I see a bit of improvement in United. I thought it would have been worse this season. It's looked like it was going to be the season. I thought it was going to be after their first 2 games, but kind of pulled it together. You know, sometimes it looks good, and then sometimes it's just woeful. So I'll give it 5, mainly because that's why I'll give it a 5 for what they're doing. We'll see what happens in January. Now that Ronaldo was most likely out the door, probably is out the door. I think if United sign a striker to come in, then and possibly a midfielder, I think they would play. You know, they'll constantly get better, and then their season would turn around, and they could potentially finish in the top 4. Like I see glimpses of it. It might not happen. There's glimpses of it because Newcastle might actually stay on this trajectory, and then it will just be a myth. Like we won't know. But I think United are at 5 for me. I think they're at 5.
Let's rattle through that.
I didn't give my rating.
Yeah.
I just think United, you know, what I would give them out of 10 is 5. You know, they're an average team, they're average things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I like how I agree. We're actually underperforming and we're above Liverpool, whereas you lot are overperforming below us. The way things should be. I hear you. You know what? I like to change my rating for Liverpool. I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10. They're doing far better than a club like them should be doing, to be honest. So my bad.
I appreciate your high rating, but yeah, they're average team doing average stuff. You know, finishing second in their Europa League group.
Yes,
they're finishing second in their Europa League group. You know, I said that means they're doing a playoff against Barcelona. Oh gosh,
that's a big
playoff
game
in the Europa League.
Game. It's a round of 32. Don't let them fool you about this playoff.
That's bigger than Liverpool, Real Madrid. I'll tell you that right now.
Biggest game in European football history.
Yeah. Two of the biggest clubs that have fallen so far into the mud playing each other in the Europa League.
Thanks, Nat. Let's go through this one quickly.
5th.
Tottenham. Just give a number. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'll give them a 7. I think how good Arsenal are doing is skewing the judgment on a lot of teams. Like Spurs aren't doing that bad. It's just that Arsenal are doing exceptionally brilliant. They're a couple points behind Man City, who are also not doing that bad. Like they're not. But again, it's all context of the season, I guess. But yeah, I think Spurs are doing all right. It's a bit inconsistent, the performances. They're not playing great, but they topped their Champions League group. Granted, they went out of the League Cup, but apparently, when it comes to Ramsey, that's the best result of the season. So kudos to Spurs to get knocked out of the League Cup. And they are in the top 4. They're in the top 4 where we expect them to be.
I didn't want to
got the best striker in the world.
I didn't want to give them a 7, but I have to give them a 7, man, because they play so rubbish. I feel like most of their results. It's so jammy, man. Like,
so bad.
Like going 3-2 down against Leeds and the way they brought it back and won the game. Like, there's so many games like that, man. It's just so jammy. They're so bad. Like, I'm doing it purely based off position, how many points they got, and how many games were into the season, but not on with the way they're playing. If I was doing it based off the way they were playing and where I think they will end up the season, the rating would be a lot lower. But I'm giving them 7 purely based off how much points they've accumulated and where they are in the league. But they're awful. They are an awful team.
They are awful, aren't they?
I actually want to give them a 5 so badly because they are so bad.
They're so
bloody jammy. I can't believe that they've got the amount of wins that they've got. I cannot believe it.
Jammy. Everyone is so jammy.
They need to go down to start playing football every single week. 2 down, 3 down. Leeds. How can you be losing to Leeds at home? And then
3 times and it's still weird.
You get booed off.
Ask Virgil van Dijk, he'll tell you.
2-0 down to Bournemouth, you know.
Bournemouth.
Newly promoted.
1-0 down to Marseille, heading out of the Champions League completely, and they end up topping the damn group. God damn. And so I can't give them a 5 because they're 4th in the league. And they're on par. They're on par to get in. But the difference I think with the League Cup with Spurs is that that was a bad result for them, considering that he was supposed to. That's what they want. What they want is one trophy.
It was a bad result for you, by the way. Anyway, continue.
It was a great result for us. You know, when your sights are a little bit different.
Now the sights are different.
Yeah, you're just sitting in different places in where you are. You got to look differently, innit?
So Arsenal are our favourites?
No, we're top four contenders. Top 4 contenders. Yeah, I'll give Spurs 6. Yeah, I'll give them a 6 because their performances are awful. But yeah, I just hope it comes back to bite them in the ass.
Trust. Jay, Nat, Spurs.
I think Conte is doing what Conte can do with that Spurs squad. It's not the best squad, full stop, and he's doing what he can with that squad. So I gotta give it to them. I'll give them a I'll give them a 7, 6, 7, closer to the 7. I'm probably stake at the 7. In all honesty, I thought it would have been City top and them more closer to City. But to be fair, they are closer to City. It's just that Arsenal is just better at the moment. So I can say I was right there with that. So yeah, I think Spurs look decent. They look decent, and I'll give that to them. I think if they figure it out, I think signings, injuries, their signings were a bit overhyped. I think maybe it's just Brighton, like the Brighton players are frauds because they've all haven't looked good since leaving Brighton. Cucurella, Basuma, Graham Potter. But let's just I'll give it to them. I would say if Spurs sign, I think Spurs are missing.
Don't get stressed. It's
a defender.
14, it's just a 14-game review. Don't get stressed.
Yeah, I know. I think I'll give. I'm just trying to see how I can give them less, or I can't. But I think if they sign a defender, because Eric Dyer just ain't it. I think they just need someone like a leader that's not Kane, that's solid in defense.
Well, they got Romero, but yeah, they definitely another one.
They definitely do because the rest are just garbage around him.
Longlay's
rubbish. The Tottenham's team are actually really, really bad. Really bad. That's why I have to give them the points where they are now because they're really bad and they're doing decent with a really bad team. So
sorry, before I come to that, Ramsey just shared in the group chat. Ronaldo is so petty. I mean, obviously, I say he's so petty, but I mean,
he is.
No. Listen. What I'm about to say and what I'm about to read, but this is definitely a case of Piers asked him, and Ronaldo said no. Because Ronaldo would have just saved this. I'm going to bring it up in a second. It's ridiculous. And excuse the fact that it's the sun, but, what can we do? Why I blank Gary Neville? He's not my friend. He uses me for TV fame. Okay, like, Ronaldo didn't say, he's not my friend. He said, we're not friends. And they're probably not friends, is it? But obviously,
but that's what you do in the interview, though. He probably asked the question.
No, wait,
what's your relationship with Gary Neville or something like that?
Are you friends? He said, we're not friends. And then, obviously, I'm just saying, when the way it reads is very funny. Because the next part goes, he would never, ever be coming for dinner. Ronaldo didn't say that. This is what happened. I'll tell you what happened. He goes, so what's your relationship with Gary Neville? Are you friends? No, we're not friends. I think he just using me for TV and fame. This is as much Ronaldo said. Then Piers Morgan goes, so you wouldn't be inviting for dinner? No, definitely not. That's it. That's what happened. That's what happened. But it reads like Ronaldo's like, he would never ever be coming to dinner. He's not my friend. Man, like it's a playground. It's so funny. Sorry, Piers is so tabloid. He's brilliant at what he does, but he's so tabloid.
He's got 3 days out of the sun. Front page, man.
Front page. Man, got Sunday, Monday. You're gonna start on dropping tomorrow. And listen, it's dropping every day. You're gonna have a little until the listen. He is tabloid at his finest, man. Let's move on.
I didn't give my.
Oh, sorry. I forgot about. I thought you were there, mate. Yeah, I said raise your hand if you want to land, didn't it? Raise your hand.
But yeah, Spurs, like watching them stresses me out. I don't like. I hate when I'm watching a team and they stress me out. Yeah, and like Spurs do that, but somehow they've managed to like put results together. But it's so strange that I don't know. So it's they're not playing at a 6. But they're not playing at a 7 either. So I'm giving them a 6.9. You get me? And that's the number. Like it's just strange, man.
Fair enough. For what it's worth, I give Newcastle 10 out of 10.
Are they next?
No, we're not gonna do them, but they're next in the
league. Yeah, 100%. They are 10 out of 10.
But the next
I'll give the same with Arsenal too. I'll give them 10.
We're just doing top 6. Man City in second. See, I'm giving them a 6. Results wise alone, probably a 7. But they don't look great. They look dangerous because they've got Haaland. So they always can score. But they look so vulnerable. Crystal Palace, 2-0 down. Granted, to be fair, they always generally struggle against Crystal Palace. But it is what it is. 2-0 down Crystal Palace. Came back a 1-4-2 Haaland hat-trick. 3-3 with Newcastle. Again, granted, Newcastle are playing well, but you're still Man City. Yeah, you beat Man United 6-3. You concede 3 goals. Why are you conceding 3 goals? Like, you were winning, you were battering us. But you've got those weaknesses. Then you go and 1 second, and then you lose 2-1 to Brentford. Lucky the week before, the last minute penalty against Fulham. I think they are lucky to be 5 points behind Arsenal. No, that's it. Arsenal have played so much better than them this year. They are lucky to be 5 points behind. They were lucky to get that last minute victory against Fulham from a penalty. And they're lucky they haven't played Arsenal this season. I give them a 6. Carl, go on.
No, I was just gonna say there was a reason why they conceded them goals against Man United, man. Man took off. He took off. He used all his 5 subs and took off all his best players, man. He brought on Rico Lewis and them players there. He took off De Bruyne, Foden, all his best players. He brought on nothing but fodder, man. Palmer and them guys there.
It's top players.
And obviously, Man United had nothing to play for and went and scored, but I mean. Like I said, I gave Spurs the rating purely because of results-wise and where they are. So I have to be unbiased and do the same for everybody else. So I have to do the same for Man City, regardless of how they're playing, their capacity, just strictly where they are in the league and how they're performing and how many points they've accumulated. It's about 7.5. I think about 7.5. That's it.
Anyone
Like they just do what they do every season. Like,
Yeah, I'll give them a 7, just average. What
I'm
they're
giving-
supposed to do.
What'd you say? No.
Oh, I thought Javan was finished. Sorry.
Okay.
No, yeah, that's it.
Could
I'm
be,
done. Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, I'm giving Man City a 3. And my reason behind this 3, yeah, is so justified. Yeah. You lot will stop shaking your heads when I finish, yeah. Man City are supposed to be challenging for the league, yeah. They're supposed to be that team.
So what Liverpool?
Yeah. Hello, I'm trying to land here, yeah.
How did
They're
man
supposed to be
$6.5?
wavy, but they're playing
Nuts.
they're bad, man. They're not even better than us. Like, we beat them, and we're having this shaky little up and down that's going on. You get me? But like, I just don't get it. Like, after that first 11, who do they have? Like, it's a bit. Something's going on at Man City. You know, their era is going to end. I'm telling you. Pep Guardiola's era is going to end now. I'm telling you,
and it won't be Jurgen Klopp who's going to take over.
I'm telling you, they're a 3, man. They let Arsenal go above them, you know, and they have Newcastle right behind them. That is shocking.
I actually need Newcastle.
And let me tell you something as well. One more thing, yeah. Other than winning the league last season, yeah, they bottled everything that they were in. Manchester City are on a downward spiral, and no one's gonna say it, but I will, because
so what are Liverpool on?
But I'm telling you,
I want to thank Nat for bringing the truth to the podcast. Thanks for
that. Manchester City are on a downward spiral.
Okay, but what are Liverpool on? Wait, man said it's embarrassing that Arsenal have gone ahead of them. Can you name the 6 teams ahead of Liverpool? Wait, Neeks, ask the next question, man. Boy, shut your ass, man.
I'm just saying,
all right, now
the truth.
Raise your hand if you want to land. I need to land. Next one. Arsenal. What are we giving a rating?
No, they have to have a 10, man.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 has to be. Best team in the league so far this season.
I was going to give them a 10, but they had an atrocious result against Brighton midweek gone. And Ty promised me a quad. Ty said at the start of the season, he goes,
"No, there's no way that."
One second. He did it. He goes, Arsenal can win the quad. I said, Ty, stop it. He said, no. Why can't we win the quad? I said, Ty, you're not going to win the quad. He goes, if Leicester can win the league, we can win the quad. That was his exact word. Leicester won the league. Therefore, I'm expecting a quad. And they're already out.
But how does that correlate? How does that correlate?
It's not even Christmas, and they can't win the quad. I can't give them a 10. 9.
No, but what has Leicester winning the league got to do anything with?
Basically, he said anything can happen. I guess that's his and I'll tell you, it's not happening. So I wanted to give you a 10. Blame Ty. I wanted to give you a 10. I respect Arsenal, but that was a terrible result. Brighton thumped you at the Emirates. A lot of people.
Neeks, a 9 from you is like a Christmas gift come early.
If Newcastle get a 10, I'll give Arsenal a 10, because what the hell are Arsenal even doing up there? They have no right. Yeah, but Arsenal have no right to be first. When was the last time they were around this?
2016.
But it's 2020. We've had pandemics. We've had wars.
Nat, what are you giving them? We need to hear what Nat's giving them, because this guy is so deluded.
So
make it quick.
Arsenal. Yeah, I'm making it quick, man. You keep interrupting me when I speak, man. Gosh. Anyways, Arsenal are overachieving. Like, there's something going on. Like, you see how people said we were on the asthma thing. They got something going on over there. Yeah. but yeah, like if I'm being serious, yeah, I'm being so serious. Yeah.
Well, like Space
Arsenal,
Kid, this is where Jay is now.
Arsenal. I'm gonna give them Neeks gave them a 9, innit? I think I'm gonna go with an 8-9, yeah. And It's because they're doing really well. Like they're doing well. They're above Man City.
Only.
They're above Liverpool.
Oh, I see what he's done. 6.5
Yeah.
to 8 is 1.5. Move the decimal place is 15 points. That's the gap between Arsenal and Liverpool. I get it. That's why you were in uni. Fair enough, now.
Quick
But that's all you have to say.
Max, yeah.
This is this educated opinion, yeah.
Educated opinion.
All right. You
Let me tell you.
don't have to say no more. You don't have to say more. I get you. You don't have to say nothing
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, no.
Please don't say this.
Jokes aside, no. I'm not going to say nothing silly now. I'm being so serious. Jokes aside, yeah, Arsenal are actually doing very well. Like last season, they were on the trajectory.
News. Sorry. No, I was like breaking news. Arsenal are doing very well.
No, they're on a good trajectory. They just ended the season a little bit bad, and it was just because they wanted to make the Amazon documentary look good. But like seriously though, like they're actually doing quite well. But the World Cup is coming, and after the World Cup,
the season starts. Yeah, we get it.
The season starts.
So can we have a number now, please?
I said 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
8 or 9. Okay, cool.
Yeah. They bought it against.
Oh no, we
Brighton,
hear you, man. That's
on.
it. Done. Finish. Yeah. Let's move on. Last round of the quiz. Last round of the quiz. Well done. Last round of the quiz. It's currently 10-5. 5 being Kyle. Kyle's the only one to get half an answer right in the last round. You lot got to do better than this. Javerne, I'm coming to you first. Which club has the highest attendance in the Premier League this season?
I guess I'm ending on 10. Best attendance.
You got 1 out of 20 probability of getting it right. So just say a name.
I'm thinking. I'm gonna say Arsenal.
Awful. It's Manchester United. We've got the biggest stadium in the country, my friend.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Arsenal because you can't get a single Arsenal ticket.
Yeah, but they got less. But they got less space than Manchester United.
Yeah, I know Manchester United got the most, but obviously they're not looking the best, so I don't think it's gonna turn out. But I've been hearing Arsenal fans trying to get
happy. Fans are happy again, man.
I've been hearing Arsenal fans trying to think. People asking me if because since I worked with AirTV if I can get tickets. I'm like, yo, these people never.
Kyle.
So
Manchester United 74,147. Kyle.
Yeah, I should have said that. Yeah. Well.
Bournemouth have the lowest attendance in the Premier League this season. What was it? To the nearest 1,000. No, not you, Javon.
Nah, I'm just
okay.
Can I just quickly ask you a question? Because obviously the exact number is going to be very difficult to. I
said to the nearest 1,000.
No, I know, but
okay.
How many to the nearest 1,000 can I be to get at least 5?
You need to be within 500 of the nearest 1,000. So if the answer was 50,000 and you said 49,499, you'll be wrong because you're 501.
Okay.
For argument's sake. I'll repeat the question. Bournemouth have the lowest attendance in the Premier League this season. What was it? To the nearest 1,000.
I have absolutely no idea. I feel like I've been given all the hardest questions. and all the other questions you lot have got, and I've known all of them bar one. And I've gotten the hardest ones, man. I should have got the Martinelli one. I should have gotten that one, but bloody hell, Bournemouth Stadium. I'm just gonna say
what happens when there's a tyrant in charge.
No, man, you got the first
28,756.
Wrong. 10,000.
Well, at least I'm not dead last.
That's pathetic, man.
They only hold 11,000 or so.
I don't know how much stadium holds.
That's dead, bro. 11,000. Is that even allowed?
Nat. Clearly. Nat. Nottingham Forest have the longest winless streak so far this season, 9 games. But which team has the longest losing streak?
The longest losing streak in the Premier League.
I'll repeat the question. Nottingham Forest have the longest winless streak so far this season, 9 games. But which team has the longest losing streak?
Bournemouth.
Incorrect. Leicester City, 6 games.
Yeah, man. All the easy questions.
Can you say that? Ramsey, you have a chance to win. You have a chance to win. And
So wait,
Do your Arsenal proud.
if you don't get this, you actually lose. I'm actually going to deduct your
Yeah,
point.
man said you actually lose.
No, I'm joking. No. Arsenal are the 5th club to achieve at least 37 points after the first 14 games of a Premier League season. Of the previous 6 times this happened, what's the lowest position that team has finished? I'll repeat the question.
Heck?
Arsenal are the 5th club to achieve at least 37 points after the first 14 games of a Premier League season. Of the 6 previous times this happened, what's the lowest position that team has finished?
Oh my God.
I need an answer.
6th?
God damn.
Oh my lord, it's second.
No, it's first. No team has got this many points after 14 and not won.
You know how
the
much
league.
times I've heard Terry say this? I knew the answer to this.
In City 17-18 and Liverpool in 19-20, they got 40 points, finished first. City
Damn,
in
man, I wish I
11-12
had
and
this.
18-19, they got 38 points, finished first. Chelsea in 05-06 and Man United in 93-94 got 37 points and both finished first. Arsenal have 37 points after 14 games. Each time that has happened in the Premier League, they have finished first.
But
So
going by
Arsenal are
Ramon's
finishing
logic and
first.
prediction,
Wait.
Arsenal are going to
got
bottle
the
it.
title.
Title favourites.
I did ask. Are Arsenal title favourite? That's what I'm asking. And I thought maybe kind of, yeah, that's poor for you. Anyway, none of you won. Kyle lost. The rest of you didn't win. Terrible.
Man said Carl lost and no one won.
Kyle got 5 points. The rest of you got 10. To be honest, Ramsey got 0 because how did you not get that? You must.
Neeks, I got a question for you.
What?
You can win the quiz if you get this question right. Yeah.
It's not your quiz.
You ready for
He's
it?
already
Yeah?
won. He's the tyrant. He owns it.
Which Premier League team has to play a Europa League playoff against Barcelona?
Barcelona.
Just say it.
Barcelona.
Boy, you mean you wait for Lona, but just say it, man.
All right, Barcelona.
All right, well, good attempt.
Okay,
Cal, do you know?
No.
You can redeem yourself, Cal, if you know.
What?
Okay, don't even.
You can
Guys,
redeem yourself, Cal.
We got about 7 minutes. Stop talking, Matt. We got 7 minutes. Team of the season. So far, of course. So far.
Oh, as in individual players, as in like left back, right back, centre backs, or you mean who's been the best team so far this season?
Left back, right back, centre backs.
Oh, okay.
Left back, right back, centre back.
I was confused at what he was asking.
I hear you. All right, let's start with goalkeeper. Who's been the best keeper so far this season?
Pope.
Alisson.
Pope.
I would say either Alisson or what's that guy's name?
Pope.
For Ramsdale.
Pope.
So we got
Alisson.
2 Popes. You know what?
Who Pope plays for again?
I'm gonna go
Newcastle.
Alisson. I'm gonna go Alisson.
Oh.
It's Alisson, and we all know it.
No, Pope has been cold. Don't get it twisted. But I'm gonna go Alisson because Liverpool's defense has been awful. and the fact that they're even in a Europa League position.
It's 2-2. Why are you putting him to go to a vote?
No, Javern said at Ramsdale or Alisson.
You won. Why do I get 2? Why do I get 2?
No, I don't get 2. Hold on.
Always gets 2.
I don't always get 2.
Always.
No, it's not 2.
Raise hand if you want to land. Me. We've got 5 minutes. I ain't got time for that. We got 5 minutes.
It's literally one or the other, man. Like, just...
And that's
I'm game for any round.
Anyway.
I'm not. I know who I'm picking for right back.
Where's he saying?
All right, I want Pope or Ramsdale.
I give you Ramsdale. Right back.
Kieran Trippier.
Gotta be Trippier. Yeah,
Trippier.
No
Trent now. Where's the defense squad now?
2 centre backs.
Hear me out quickly. I'm just gonna name them.
Saliba,
and Akanji.
Nope.
No.
Well, Saliba. Just put Saliba in.
Wrong answer.
I'm not giving it to Martinez. I'm not
It
giving
has to be Martinez.
I'm not giving
Has
it
to be Martinez.
I said Akanji. I said Akanji.
All right, so I'm saying Saliba Martinez. What are you saying, Javon? Don't let this Akanji nonsense fool it. I
don't even care about this Akanji garbage, man. I'm saying Martinez because this guy is. I love it. I love his shithousery. I love it. I have to give it to Martinez. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think he was gonna come in and do well. And he's looking solid. So I'm gonna give it to him. I'll give it to Martinez.
Wait, Ramon, who did you say?
He hasn't put. Are you going to put in Arsenal's priority defensive target, Lisandro Martinez, in at the back?
I'm gonna go for Fabian Schär.
Here we go. No, the man didn't even say Botman, you know. I said Fabian Schär. That's fine. Go on, Nathaniel.
I'm going for Fabian Schär too.
All right, well, it's Martinez because it's 2-2. So we go with the one who I want.
I want Shaw.
It's too late. Your vote was locked in, mate. Your vote was locked in.
Nah, it is because you said Akanji.
He said, I'm not. Oh, you go with Akanji, yeah? Akanji and Martinez. Who's that left back?
No, I'm saying that's Kyle.
Who's left back?
Kieran Trippier. Kieran Trippier. Don't mention that Cancelo guy's name.
Cancelo.
It's Kieran Trippier.
Cancelo.
Wait, why Cancelo? Are you being serious? Cancelo?
You can't put Trippier
Cancelo's been the best
right back.
Do you not watch football?
Cancelo's been the best left back. He's been better than Cancelo.
Guys, we've got 2 minutes. Stop the argument. I said Cancelo and that's it, man.
Why does Cancelo even get compared to Trent if they both don't even feel the same?
No, we've only got 2 Cancelos. Me, Javern, and Nat are all confused about. Nat, it cannot be
Kieran Trippier.
He's at right back. Stop your noise.
I don't care. Put Trippier there.
You know what? I'm putting Cancelo because you're getting on my nerves.
Thank you.
Cancelo's been crap.
No, you're getting on my nerves. You're not being serious. You're talking about Trippier left back.
So wait, why do they keep comparing Cancelo and Trent, bro? They don't even play on the same side.
Yeah, because they both can't defend. That's why.
The other side as well.
Because they both can't defend. Who put in DM?
Party?
No.
Casemiro?
No.
I say Party because
why are these no's coming for?
Party. It has to be Party.
Why are all these no's coming for?
It has to be Party.
What's going on there?
It has to be Party, man. It's Party. It has to be.
The
guy makes a big difference for Arsenal, man. It's Party.
You're right, Jerome. You're right. I'm going with Partey.
It has to be.
I mean, Partey is probably a smidgen above Casemiro, but Arsenal first, so I'll give them that. It's probably the only player I actually put in for them.
We can't ever name a Premier League team this season with that. Neeks trying to sneak in as many.
Every time he always does it. He always does it.
Casemiro's been cold. However, I'm not liking this Cancelo nonsense. Surely Zinchenko
You got better than him. You have one vote. You name your vote.
Ain't Zinchenko been better than him?
Zinchenko played about 5 games, bro.
And ain't he better than all 5?
Nico, we got 17 seconds. Stop your nose and move forward.
Sorry, question. Did Zinchenko get spun in the halfway line by Liverpool and Mo Salah?
He nearly got spun in the halfway line against Wolves on Saturday, so yes.
But he didn't. Who's in midfield? Obviously De Bruyne on the right.
De Bruyne.
It's so hard, man. It's so hard. Yeah, no, I'm saying De Bruyne, but the last option is very difficult for me.
Madison has to be Madison.
No,
Madison
but there's a few options. There's a few options for me. There's Madison. There's Odegaard and Bruno G. There's Bruno G. No, it's not. It's not as simple as that because it's about where they play. Because Odegaard plays like in the top of a 3, kind of like a cam.
Well,
so like
according to Ramon, he plays in the 6.
I'm gonna say Gamerish.
No, you know what? I'm going with Odegaard, man. I'm going with Odegaard.
I'm going Gamerish.
To be fair, Granit Xhaka's up there as well. To be fair,
Xhaka's got a shout ahead of Odegaard, by the way.
Yeah,
but I'll say Gamerish.
I'm gonna go with my boy James. I've been backing this guy for time. Madison. Yeah, backing James from time. So I'm
going for Bruno Gamerish. Yeah.
Wait. Javan, who did you go with?
Bruno Gamerish as well.
Yeah. I'm going with Bruno Gamerish.
What about if I have to decide on
someone in the
Bruno
chat.
G and Madison, I go Bruno G.
Well, no, that's not the option. The option is whoever you want, and you didn't want either.
No, but I said it was between 3. I said it was between Bruno G, Odegaard.
Madison, man.
No, but Bruno G was in my 3. So if it's a split decision, go Bruno G.
Bruno F. Madison robbed.
No way. Trash player, man.
Right wing has to be Almiron.
Yeah.
Almiron, yes. That's that, man.
I'm going for Jack Grealish.
Yeah, cool.
No, actually, no. Stop. No, stop. No, stop. Bukayo Saka.
He's been good. He's been good.
No. 6 assists and 4 goals. No. He's been playing well most games. Been very good. Almiron started after Wilson and both the new striker, what's his name? Isaac got both out injured.
Then
his form started.
Almiron has 8 goals and 1 assist.
Yeah, 9 contributions. I'm going to Bukayo Saka.
For worst team.
4 games in a row.
I'm going with Bukayo Saka. There's a reason why everyone giving them 10 out of 10 and they're top of the league by 5 points over Man City.
Yeah, Partey. He's right. And Saliba.
No, Bukayo Saka.
Who you go with, Nat?
What, for right wing?
Yeah, Almiron, yeah.
I said Almiron, yeah. The guy's on fire.
And Ramon, you said Almiron.
Yeah.
All right, and I said that's 3. What were you saying, Javan, out of curiosity? Not that.
I don't even know. So just give it to you. You guys have that.
Not Sterling. I hear that. Left wing.
Phil Foden.
Martinelli.
See, yeah, it's a tough one. I was thinking Martinelli. It's actually a tough one. It might have to be Rashford, you know.
Stop your noise.
Luis Diaz before he got injured.
Who?
I said Luis Diaz before he got injured.
So not Luis Diaz then.
No, I'm saying Luis Diaz.
Where does Rodrigo play? Is he striker or left wing?
I think he is a striker.
Trossard? Trossard.
Oh yeah, my guy. I swear he's a midfielder though.
I don't think Trossard's a winger. Is he a winger?
He's a midfielder.
Yeah, he's like a left wing. He's been playing wing back. He's been playing like that left side, left mid, left wing.
So
back.
We had 1 call for Martinelli, 1 for Foden.
But who said Martinelli though?
I think
me.
Around it, didn't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm going Foden.
Foden.
No, what?
It's not easy.
It's easy for me.
Kulusevski? No, he plays on the right. He's been injured for a bit. What are you saying? Wait, what are you saying, Nat?
I don't know, you know. I'm still thinking. You give an answer and I'll come back to you.
Madison. Foden, Martinelli. So Martinelli's been good. He's been
all right, man.
I think I'm just going Martinelli because he's been good. He's been consistent as well. I think
he has been consistent. Has he been better than Trossard?
No.
I think so.
Wait, Foden's been consistent too.
He has.
It's just that
Consistent
Pep's
bench.
it's just that Pep's a bit of a bumblehole and decided to put him on the bench a couple games in a row. But when he started,
what?
he scored.
I'm gonna go Martinelli. And that's
Right.
pure. That's the only reason why is because.
So wait, what are the options again? It's who, and who?
There's no option. Just pick who you want. The left wing.
I don't know no left wing is that.
And the only honestly,
Wait,
the
who
only
do you
reason
go
why
for?
he doesn't know.
I'm still thinking.
The only reason why I'm going,
I think I'll just pick Martinelli. I can't think.
The only reason why I'm tempted to go with Martinelli or I've decided to go with him is because I just think if Man City are gonna obviously have Haaland, that's a no-brainer.
Well, I was actually going to pick Harry Kane, but okay.
You weren't, but
No, on my life, I was.
Were you?
Yeah, I was going to pick Harry Kane.
I think it should. I think Harry Kane and Haaland should be in there.
To me, I thought about that before. Should I do like a 4-4-2 or something like that? With both of them, with Harry Kane in the 10.
Possibly.
I think the real answer is Bobby Firmino, but we can talk about it.
We might have to meet you. But the reason why I said because obviously Man City now got 3 players in the team, and Arsenal have got 3. If Man City had 4, if I had Foden there, the question is how the hell are Arsenal 5 points clear? Someone must be good in the team, innit? I don't know.
No, because as a unit, they've been.
I hear you, but it just didn't sit right with my stomach. But no, I think Haaland has to. I think. Listen,
easily Haaland.
You already know. I think Kane is the best striker in the league. I do think he is, and I think he was playing for Man City who had much goals. And if Kane was playing if Haaland was playing for Spurs, I don't think he'll have as much goals as Harry Kane does. I really don't. But they play for who they play for, and I think Haaland has 18 goals in 12 games or something like that. That's ridiculous. That's nonsense. Like, you think you have to put him in there?
You see this team we've made up now. Do you think they could win the Champions League if it ever exists?
No.
Anything's possible with De Bruyne and Haaland, man, in one team, man. And Alisson is your goalkeeper. That's a decent centre-back pairing as well.
That's 2 players who haven't won the Champions League. De Bruyne and Haaland. Can't rely on them, mate.
I think none of them are in the Champions League in that team.
Alisson.
Oh yeah, Alisson.
This team ain't winning no Champions League. I tell you that right now. That team ain't going nowhere. But that's our team of the season so far. Maddison robbed.
I said Maddison robbed.
Varane robbed. Rashford robbed. Casemiro robbed. But
no one even voted for Varane about Varane robbed.
Because you overpowered me.
I didn't even get to vote for Ben White at right back. Tripping so fast, I couldn't even breathe.
Well, yeah, Newcastle got 3 players in there: Trippier, Bruno G, and Almiron. Man City got 3: Haaland, De Bruyne, and Saliba. Sorry,
what?
Yeah, what did I say?
Cancelo.
I was thinking, what's going on? Arsenal got 3 in Martinelli, Partey, and
no Chelsea players.
Martinez from Manchester United. Alisson snuck in there for Liverpool.
Spurs vex.
Yeah, I mean they've been defensively terrible. Harry Kane's carried their attack, and they've been lucky in a lot of games. Bentancur's probably been their best midfielder, and he doesn't really get in ahead of those 3 in it.
Nah.
So yeah, that's our team of the season so far. Let us know what you lot think. Make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Actually, before I go, there are a few more quotes from Ronaldo, so we're going to end on that. End how we started. That's been released today. Actually, let me share. I'll share the screen as I go through it. Bear with me. Just before we close out.
We didn't rate my club, but okay.
2 out of 10. You got knocked out of the Champions League, mate. Cristiano Ronaldo said the Glazers, they don't care about the club. Okay, thanks. Cristiano Ronaldo said the Glazers have turned Man United into a marketing club. Okay. On Gary Neville, he says to listen as ex-colleagues or teammates criticize you when they only seen only see one point of view. It's easy. Okay. It's okay. It's easy to criticize. I don't know if you have a job in television that they must criticize to be more famous. I really don't understand. It's hard when you see people who was in the dressing room with you criticizing you that way. I think they take advantage of that, using his name to get clicks. So obviously, see, Pears asks, do you think they're using your name to get more clicks and views? And he said, I think they take advantage of that because they're not stupid. I'm the number one. So the question must have been, do pundits use his name to stay more relevant? He says, I'm the number one follow guy in the world. It's not by coincidence. I think he says he passed 500 million on Instagram, something like that. Cristiano Ronaldo was surprised by Wayne Rooney's criticism of him. It was 1 year ago or 6 months where we are here in my house. He picked up his kids' hair and he invited Cristiano Jr. to go to his house to play football. I really don't understand people like that, or if they want to be on the cover of the paper in the news, or they want new jobs or whatever.
Coming from Ronaldo. Front page of the Sun. I don't understand why people want to go talk so they can go in the paper.
On high profile critics, he says people can have their own opinions, but they don't know exactly what's going on. For example, inside character, not even my life. They should not only listen to one point of view, but my points of view as well. On the former teammates who criticized him recently, they are not my friends, he says. Cristiano Ronaldo on Rio Ferdinand and Roy Keane, of course, they are very good guys. Not just because they speak good about me,
of course,
but they was there in the dressing room. They are football players. They know how players think about it. And Wayne Rooney doesn't. Gary never he wasn't a football player either.
Ronaldo just very petty, isn't it?
And right, I think that's all. You're
not allowed to criticize.
Wait, go back to that. Scroll back down. What did it say about the United stand? The Furious, Man United.
I mean, these are just reports from Ben Jacob.
Wanting the full version. They're exploiting legal options surrounding his contract. They have issued time, and there's no immediate chance to contact him. I'm baff. What does that mean? So they're looking. Is this breach of contract?
That's what they're exploring. They have to wait for the full interview, I guess.
I told you they're tuning in Wednesday. Talk TV, 8 p.m. They're there. Definitely. Glazers sitting around the box watching Ronaldo.
It's funny because Ronaldo says that Roy Keane and Rio Ferdinand are good guys, but if they criticize him just a one time, number deleted, no longer good guys. I don't understand guys. I don't understand guys like this. We were in the dressing room together. I don't know if they want clicks and like Ronaldo's just petty, man. He can't take criticism. Like he's like, you know them guys. You always got that one friend that can't take criticism. Yeah, you want to tell them something like maybe you can do something.
They take it to heart. They think you're personally attacking them.
They take it to heart. Yeah, Ronaldo's like that. I'm not saying it's not necessarily a bad trait, negative trait, but it is what it is, isn't it? Ronaldo cannot handle criticism in the slightest whatsoever. Like he thinks that he's number one, he's the best in the world, and it's fine. It's fine to think that he thinks he's number one in the world, the best, and everyone must agree. And if you don't agree, you must be cast aside.
Literally,
simple as that.
Literally, if you're not for him, you're against him.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. But listen, guys, episode 74, we are done. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow on all the audio platforms. We will be back this week with a World Cup preview, and we will be rounding up the Formula One season after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The World Cup is happening, and of course, when the Ronaldo interview comes out, we're gonna have to talk more about that as well. So stay tuned.
Who's Ronaldo got in his World Cup group? Any Man United players?
Uruguay.
Bruno Fernandes, no?
No, he means against. He's playing against.
Against. Okay.
Uruguay, Ghana, and South Korea. No. Edison Cavani's ex-teammate, so maybe.
Someone to kick him up. Not like my manager.
But listen, subscribe to the channel, like the video. We're out.